The chaos reigns. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Welcome. Welcome to another session, another stream, another live stream addition to the Chaos Rain Show. I am Chaos Rain here. Today, it's going to be a look in an actual breakdown to a particular, I guess, stream that came across my feed a week ago, or on the docket for better, lack of better words. And I've noticed this particular content creator. Oh, before I continue, make sure you guys, as you come in, hit the like button. Likes free, please. So make sure you get the likes up, and like always, share the stream as well. Um, this particular content creator, does did or she was doing content, for the last maybe year or two, and regardless of the success or failures of the content she does, she did the content nonetheless during a time when, you know, a lot of ladies were giving a lot of pushback to a lot of spaces, a lot of talking points here on social media and YouTube. And come to find out, as much times I guess she talked about KS or people mentioned about KS, it kind of brought some curiosity, not red flags, but curiosity to find that, you would be a part of this man's channel. Now, I can't tell the date when this broadcast really started. I will have to roughly guess around 2021 at most, or at best. And we're looking now that because Kevin Samuels has now been gone now for a year and a couple months now, or 2-3 months, that he still leaves an impression to a lot of ladies, unfortunately. And because of his presence and what he has put out, and really start the actual conversation, what would women do today? Modern women will do today. To ask the question has to be answer the question. Before I give you the links to follow me before I start the stream, make sure you guys support the channel, super chat, and I think the Cash App, I think $ Chaos 8 Rain. I'll put it in the description. One moment, please. All right. Okay, so I post that there, and make sure you guys hit the like button as well. The links to follow me, because I didn't put this earlier, are at the following. You can follow me at Twitter at ChaosRain7, and you can also add me from Facebook, Eric Rain on Facebook. 1 second. All right. Also follow me on Facebook, Eric Rain on Facebook, and follow me on Rumble as well. It's CRain23 on Rumble, and join Discord service of the Chaos Rain Show. Those links are I believe, in the description of this live stream. So please check the description out. All right. So no further ado, and please like the stream, and and make sure I hit the like. All right, so let's begin. You see the number, you see the thumbnail, you see the picture. Oh wait, who's this? I think I have one of my special guests, a friend on here. Sankofa, can you hear me?
Yeah, peace, brother. Everything all right?
Everything all right? You sound loud and clear.
All
So
right, good.
we're gonna get started. The video I will show y'all. No further ado, KS versus Tawana Chi. So let's begin. Oh, and let me put the banners up too. I can't forget the banners. You know how we do it. Fair use, fair use. And make sure we put us to the side. All right, let's begin. I will pause from time to time. We'll give some commentary on this. Let's go, guys.
Before that, why don't you tell people your name?
I'm sorry, my name's Tawana.
All right. So most women seem to have an issue with my tone. But what really never happens is people never really argue the points I make, the facts, the data, statistics. It's always about the man.
Well, I'm definitely going to change that. Okay. Because I don't believe that you're wrong. Okay. I think that you just have no flexibility, no room. And the reasons that I think that is because, for instance, why do you even ask women to rank themselves? Why do you think it's important for them to judge themselves, especially when you're not really going to consider the whole of them anyway, right? You're just going to rank them based on the surface level.
Before he answers, y'all ladies know this. And I think this was back in 2021 at best. Wait, hold on. You got two devices. Let me check. Something wrong? Psycho, hear me? Are you having issues? Hello? All right.
Yeah, I got you, man.
All right. I got a
call.
Oh, yeah. All right. All right. Let me see. Can you still hear me? Let me know if you can hear me on this device. Can you hear me?
Everything loud and clear.
All right, good. All right. As you know, back in 2020, going to 2021, remember, Kevin hit 1,000 people watching on the live stream around this time, late July, going the first week of August. That's when he started to pick up from his usual 500-600 people that's watching live stream to now hitting 1,000. After he started shifting his direction and message from men to women. And we're looking at roughly, this is like 2021 at most, maybe. That the issue a lot of ladies have is they ask this question about why they should rank themselves. Because there is a sense of ranking system between men and women. Unlike our community, we don't really look at ranking the women. But they sure as hell rank the men. And some women are very subpar on the average. And I think they know this. That's why they get very much in their feelings when the Godfather talks about rate yourself from a certain 1 to 10. 7 is the highest. You can't go beyond the 7. What's your take on that, Sankofa?
Well, my take on that is, can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Well, my take on that is, you know what I'm saying? The reason why that ranking system was put in place is basically to let women know where they stand in the dating market. You know what I'm saying? But you know, society has basically like kind of like cloaked their true sights of who they are because that's why everybody say they're a 10. You know what I'm saying? And they teach this subpar narcissistic behavior. It's saying that all women are perfect no matter what they look like. But they got to understand, like Kevin Samuel made a point about the pawn shop. So say for instance, Chaos, you going there with an Xbox One, right?
Yeah.
And you paid maybe $400 or $500 for it, right? But you want to sell it to the pawn shop. The pawn shop says it's gonna be used and it got a few scratches on it, little dings on it. You know what I'm saying? Got a little Kool-Aid from the kids wasting or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say, well, no, we're gonna give you $150 for it, and you be like, no, I paid $500 for it. This is a perfect Xbox. But in the eyes of the pawn shop, it's not perfect. So women gotta understand we're the buyer. You know what I'm saying? So if you try to give them even though it's an Xbox One, it could be an Xbox One X or PS5. If that PS5 got little dings on it, scratches, you know what I'm saying, like it done been dropped and everything, the pawn shop not gonna give you much money for it. They're gonna say it's subpar, and so we're gonna give you maybe half of what you paid for it. It's not brand new out of the box. So that's why the ranking system was created, to let women know, hey, you know what I'm saying, you don't mean use, you don't got kids, you don't got fed and all this other stuff. So you're not gonna get what you want in the dating market. You cannot ask, if you're a 5, you cannot ask for a man that makes 100K. You know what I'm saying? You can ask for it, but are you gonna get it? No. You're basically you're only gonna ask for 40K. You're maybe only qualified for 30K. You know what I'm saying? But you got women nowadays saying that they're 10s when they're 4s or 5s, asking for a dude 6 feet tall, 6 figures, that, you know what I'm saying, asking for 45K. That's just like a broke man in the dating market asking for Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my take on it. That's how I understand the dating market. That's why I say I can rate myself as a 5.
All right,
I'm
I'm gonna let
average.
that go ahead.
No, I'm
Wait,
just
say
saying I don't
something?
have a problem saying I don't have a problem saying I'm average, but women have a problem saying that they're average because they think it's like dissing them or putting them down because we say that you look average. It's not really, everybody's average pretty much. You know, if you wasn't average, then you're not getting average. You're not getting above average results, right? So you can't say that you're above average, but you're not getting above average results. I yield my mic.
All right, excellent. Let's hear Chaos. Oh, what's good? Broken Blade. I hope I said earlier. And please, guys, make sure you hit the like, share, and support the channel. You know, anything you want to throw will be respectful. You know, super chats active. And what else is cat? One thing I will highly advise anyone that's listening, and I see Alonzo. If you're going to give me a super chat that's under, let's say, $10, let's say if you want to do that, all right, I prefer it in a cash app to be respectful, if you can, guys or ladies. But other than that, you know, super chat is active. But if anything small increments, I think cash app will go better. Anyway, let's listen to the Godfather's response to why there's a what we call a ranking system. Hold on. All right, let's continue. Make sure my thing's working. Fair use, fair use.
What's my profession?
You're an image consultant.
Right. And what does an image consultant concern himself with?
But then here's my concern.
No.
You did see, and this is what I do not like when a lot of ladies been doing this the time when he was alive. He asks a question, he expects an answer. What is the job of the image consultant? Like this, I'm saying, and they ask you your profession. You say you're a professional, either a parole officer, correctional officer, or actual lieutenant officer of the law. Now, if they want to go in specific what you do, you could probably give that information, but you gave them the answer what you do, right? So if he asks any person what he does, and he always declare what is his profession, what his actual trade. He's an image consultant, right? What's the gaslighting? I don't know if that's what it's called. What's that? And any answers, Sankofa? All right, he's probably busy. But let me keep going. And fair use, guys.
Ask me, and you got to let me explain it.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll let you explain.
An image consultant is concerned with what?
Well, are you only concerned with?
Okay, I'm answering the question. Okay, see I'm
asking because I don't know what an image
consult. Okay, have you ever been to a hairstylist?
Yeah.
You don't ask them to clean your teeth.
Absolutely not.
An image consultant is concerned with your image, and I style men and women. And the men, and most people don't need an image consultant. Middle class people don't typically need image consultants. This is a service for the top 1%, and I'm in the service class. The 20% that services the top 1%. But in that group, there are men and women. I'm working with women who want to become the best version of themselves for personal and professional reasons, men who want to do the same. But one thing that I started to notice was that my guys were coming in for personal, some for professional, most for personal reasons, wanting a different outcome in dating. And when they came in looking like this and came out like that with a complete Image, appearance, behavior, communication, digital footprint, ABCD, a complete makeover, a new man. They were more and more of my black clients were coming back saying, I'm not seeing any women on my level, my new level where I'm achieving to. I can't find anyone. I'm hearing women who arguably are coming back saying they can't find these men. These two people existed. So I'm having a conversation that my female clients are having, my male clients are having. Now, why do I concern myself with image? Because it matters to who I'm talking for. Men, we are visual.
Was that clear? Now, mind you, he's been doing this, if last time I checked, since 2015. And mind you, for all y'all did not know, Kevin Samuel still has his ways of how to properly dress on Udemy. That's something they don't talk about in the space. Udemy. Which you only pay 10 or 20 bucks for one time and you get the whole course. He's on Udemy, for those that did not know that. Hope y'all guys know or aware. Okay. Sankov, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Kevin asked the question and they didn't really give her detail what image, because he asked her what is, and she couldn't articulately give an answer. So now he is explaining what an image consultant is. And him explain it, even to point up to this point, if you've been listening, that he said this is what he does. Any comments?
I mean, even with him being an image consultant and people knowing that he's an image consultant, I just think that even women they don't like the delivery. Because when he was doing image consulting with men, they didn't have that energy. They didn't have that. Yes, tell him, Kevin. Yes, tell him. When they had the image. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really cared. But now it's like when he's doing image consulting with the women, now it's he's a narcissist and he's this and he's that. But he was really just letting women he was really telling women how to better themselves. You know what I'm saying? But they would get on, and a lot of times they would get on the show, getting attitudes with him because of his job. He was just doing his job. More women showed up to the show than men. This is what women are failing to realize. Kevin Samuels had more women coming on the show than it was men. He had a couple of selves on there.
I noticed that.
Yeah. So I don't even understand why the women are getting upset when they call into the show. But see, they call in the show really just to be combative. A lot of them do. And then when Kevin snapped back, it's a problem. So this is the thing. You know how we was kids, when a girl hits you and then you hit them back, now you're in trouble. That's basically what this stuff is. It's still because a lot of these women have juvenile dating standards. They still act juvenile instead of coming in and absorbing information. See, men, we can take criticism because, number one, if you play sports, our coaches will cuss us out. Get out there, you sorry. We would take it, but you can't talk to a woman like that. You know what I'm saying? And Kevin, he would talk to him calmly, nicely, but when they start playing with him, that's when he snaps back, because they would do it in a condescending way. So if you want to, if they actually go to the actual image consultant, which Kevin Samuel was, if they go to their own, they're gonna say the same thing. But some women, they be calling each other though. They be like, "Oh no, girl, you look good." Like when you watch the KG show, and you know what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna say KG. Even when they look bad, she still say, "Whoop whoop whoop! You got a booty, you still look good, girl." And they be built like a busted can of biscuits, and she would still tell them that they look good instead of just because I want to ask KG, would you trade bodies with a fat woman? No, they wouldn't. A lot of these women that are in shape, they talk about these women, they're still beautiful. I think Fresh and Fit asked one of the fine women, would you trade bodies with her? And they got quiet. Yeah. Because women are in competition with each other. I know I kind of went off on a different tangent, but that's all about the image. You know what I'm saying? We're the buyers. We see what's on the shelf. Is it good enough? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Though, is the software, the outside look good, but is the software up to par? You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna buy a MacBook. You're not gonna buy a Toshiba computer and expect to get MacBook. You know what I'm saying? Software. See what I'm saying? So I yield my
All
mic.
right, let's continue on with the fair use.
It matters. And I don't think that women today really understand who men are and don't understand how much it matters. So it seems superficial when it's not. Go ahead.
So, but attraction, yes, it's the initial thing that, gets the relationship going. But is it really truly going to sustain a relationship, right? It gives women.
No, attraction is the number one thing. Let me tell y'all ladies something. The men have been spoken, and this is why a lot of women will never get it. Even when it comes to black men, the first thing we deal with before anything, all that hoopla and all stuff, we always know what you look first, how you look first before anything else. Can you be pleasing in the eyes or look decent enough, good enough to get the phallus rising hard? And lack of better terms, can you just by your looks alone get the man to feel and get a arousal? That's key.
And that's what I said last week in the show, real quick, Gary, from Chaos. That's what I said like with last week in the show. A woman's beauty is her wallet. Our beauty, our wallet is our beauty.
Yeah.
Because they looking at us in the dating market. Are we? Because women are survival, right? They practice hypergamy. You know what I'm saying? Subconsciously. So if they're looking at us to be providers and protectors, then our wallet has to be just up to par. You know what I'm saying? Just like their looks have to be up to par. And women want us to date like them. They want us to think like them. Why they think like us? You know what I'm saying? It's really weird. But I'm gonna yield my mic.
Yeah, hold on, guys. All right, I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna let the stream continue. Fair use.
This
false perception that really all they need is looks
well,
in order to.
No. I see. That's another thing. I never said that.
But you say fit, beautiful, and cooperative.
Yes, it gets you in. Okay, just like being ranked high in an organization gets you an interview for management. It doesn't guarantee. I never say, and here's the thing, I am not a one-stop shop to say, well, if you do this, you're going to be able to be happily married. That's not even what I do. My job as an image consultant is help you nail that first 7 seconds. If you fail that, you can't even get to the date. There are other people who help down that path. There are things I can do along that way with interpersonal communication, soft skills, communication skills, things like that. But I'm not trying to be all things to all people. But if you notice, I asked the same questions. When I spoke to men, I asked the similar questions. What are the questions because you ladies are familiar with the height, weight, dress size, all that other stuff. But what are some of the questions I asked men?
That's a good point, because I have not seen.
Boom, 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 right there. Because I'm at the point now, and I might do a future show on another stream that happened at Sankofa, that a lot of women are not. I'm gonna be fair, not just you ladies, but men do this as well. Y'all come on and watch these content on YouTube, especially. You don't watch it for its full content. You come in here, you watch snippets, you watch no good 1 minute shorts. Oh, I'm sorry, less than 1 minute shorts. Oh, what's good, Shatter? Shatter. If you want to come up, now let me know, please. Say if you want to come up, I'll drop the link. They want these. They listen and watch these short snippets, things that are less than 10 minutes, mostly a minute now, because we have shorts now. You don't take the full context of a lot of these streams because these streams, on the average, run over 90 to 120 minutes. Kevin Samuel shows on the average run for roughly 120 minutes. If you cannot sit and stomach the intro, and when I mean intro and what is the talk of the stream, the importance before he goes to the call lines, you miss completely all of the importance of what he's trying to do, which every episode, every stream he does the last 2.5 goddamn years. You did not know what this man did for men for the last 3 or 4 years. Back in 2015, going 2016-ish, roughly the next year, 2017. So roughly from 2016 to 2017, he'd been dealing with men for roughly 4 years. 3.5, actually. And you ladies do not know what he did for men during that time span. So to answer your question, Sankofa, these ladies never watched Kevin's stream when he was counseling the men.
No, they didn't.
And that's a little weird confession they never did. They never watched his stuff.
Mm-hmm. They never watched his stuff because a lot of people don't care about men when it comes to dating. It's all about the woman because, like, you know, the girl I'm dating, she wants to take me to the Barbie movie. I said, I don't want to go with that. I don't want to go see that damn movie. And she said, well, I'll just go with somebody else. I said, okay, well, good luck with that. You ain't going to be with me. You know what I'm saying? Because women, when it comes to dating on our end, women, they do not care. That's why they didn't even watch it when it was on the men. You know what I'm saying? When men was getting ripped apart, I ain't gonna say getting ripped apart, but getting told truth about themselves that they dad. Because you know that's why I say it's important that we have fathers like Kevin. I wish I had a father like Kevin Samuel. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had a father like Kevin Samuel. Because I would have been, you know, I'm probably even a better man. I'm 39. I had to become better in life. I'm still getting better. I'm still a student. But the thing is, when it comes to men and their image, women do not fucking care. That's why they're at the finish line waiting on the winner. But when Kevin started like rating the women, doing the same thing he was doing to the men, to the women, oh, that's when everybody wanted that's when millions of people tuned in. And they only watch sound bites. This little sound bites, little one, like you said,
Snippet,
1 minute clips. Yeah, snippets, yeah.
And now they got the shorts now. So now they're not even watching the full 10 to 20 minutes of the little uploads he does. Because a lot of women, let's be honest, most people cannot digest a stream. As y'all know, for the sake of this conversation of this stream, how the Castle Rain show runs roughly, I run roughly over 90 minutes on the average, at most. And that in itself is an entirety to most human consumption. Because the average attention span for human beings now, and I think it's probably updated, you're less than 90 seconds or even below 5 seconds now. Your attention span doesn't even hold steady, depending on your generation. If you're Gen Z or even new ones, it's probably lower. The point is this, that most human beings today don't got good attention span. So when they come across any content to consume, they're not getting it from its full contents. They want to get the short version, the less time version, because they get either bored or it goes over their head. Nonetheless, it's up to you as the consumer, because you're consuming this, to improve your attention span. It's not my job to improve your attention span when you come to my channel or you watch any other content that you like. You have to develop that. You have to practice to know how to sit and watch and over understand what you're seeing or hearing. Let's keep going. Fair use, fair use. And I had to let that out and tell you that because this is something you're going to learn.
Any videos where you talk to men, most of the videos that I've seen, specifically the women. So the men, to me, they look like they just have no depth. Like they can't see beyond the physical. And I understand that, you know, the physical characteristics are important.
For 3 full years, I've talked to men and the videos are there. So it's not as though the work's not there. Most people don't want to go do the work. When I talk to men, one of the first things I ask, age, marital status, kids. How many hours, ask you your income. How much are you making annually? How many hours a week are you working? I asked them a lot of questions about production. For 9 weeks, I had a show called The Lion's Den, which was Shark Tank meets The Voice. And we were
which actually eventually failed. And the reason why it failed because Kevin and the other dude, I'm not gonna mention his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. If you go back to the channel, they did not fully dedicate. Instead of doing 9 weeks, they should do, if they're gonna do it, they should dedicate roughly five months at best, or 6 months. And the reason why I say that long, because you're not getting enough or any results or anything tangibles within less than a month or a month or two. It's not gonna work. You have to do it for a period of half a year, much as a whole year, to really get a real context of if it's really producing the outcomes or not. So I'm not really pleased of short, meaning I'm not very pleased of any content or anything you try and do, except, and you're only gonna do it for a short period of time just to hope to get a good like, or likes, subscribes, just to get people to watch. No, you have to, if you're gonna set something, you have to be dedicated. And the best way to know of the performance of it, you had to give it more than a year. And trust me, I watched the Lions Den, and Lions Den was pretty good. There are some dudes that probably don't fit the bill of getting that loan from the bankers and stuff, but still, it's a learning lesson nonetheless, that a lot of men that got some to offer, that there was a platform for black men to sit there and say, here, if you do this, I might loan you what's necessary to start your business. I think they didn't dedicate enough time to it, personally. But like I said, if you do this for likes and views, and instead of doing it to see a real outcome, you can't achieve that in like two to almost 3 months. It's not possible. All right, let's keep going. Fair use.
Actually talking to men, coming in a mock Shark Tank environment, talking to business owners, trying to help them get one thing to another. I have always told men, I don't want to hear your broke problems. I think men should pay 100% of everything, regardless as to what a woman has. If you aren't working 60 hours a week, or if you're not working 60 hours a week, in my opinion, you're lazy. Get off of YouTube. Get off of social media. I have always been very direct with men, but here's the thing. Even that video that went viral about that woman, they went back to a video I did in January, which is arguably far more savage. But you know the difference? That man who got that savage treatment thanked me, booked a session with me after that, and became a client, has improved since then. When people tried to use that video to come at me, he actually came out and said, no. I thank that brother for what he did, because it helped me with a reality check to get my life on track to do what I'm doing now.
Now, Sankofa, you there? How many women,
Yes,
content creators today, have said that they have a content and it's strictly women to really tell the real truth to women, where at times it hit them and they come back and say thank you? How many content creators you see do that? Female content creators.
I maybe see about 4.
Name them.
And I can get about 4.
Can you name
4
them?
that I know of. We got DD, Pink Book Lessons, River, and Crimson Cure. Those are only 4 women. Those are only 4 women I see. But there's tons of,
I would say Crimson Cure is the only one. And let me tell you, and I'm not knocking Riva, the West Indian woman from I think they're in Florida, but she's a young woman, and you're not getting some improvement for this type of woman. The only person I know that has receipts, that's been in the space longer, that actually will show results, and if she really wants to show she could do it, is Crimson Cure, Kendra D. Hell, she got a book now, and a Patreon to really help women to really go through the rigor more. I don't see any, and don't get me wrong, Pink Book has some good uploads here, but in regards to actually learning something, that's not her forte. I prefer her. She reveal the true nature of female nature, really. That's why I come.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they just expose, like DD River, they just expose female nature. But you're right. They don't come with any solutions to it. But they just talk about what's going on and what some women are doing and stuff like that. But you're right. Crimson Cure has more of a teaching women how to be soft, feminine, friendly, and be saying they talk about fitness, eating right, and stuff like that. But yeah, women are giving them backlash too. I go in their comments and they getting talk bad too in their comments.
Mm-hmm.
But when I go in their comment, I always ask myself, what did she say? What that was wrong? Can you debunk it? And I get nothing but crickets. It's like they don't want to learn. They feel like they're perfect, and they talk about narcissism. You're a narcissist when you think you're perfect. You know.
Yeah, yeah. So, like I said, with Kevin, he's the only one right now that when he was live that was giving that really pushback, and the reason why it hurts more because a man, and not just a man, of black men doing this and doing it very effectively. That's why it hurt the most. See, one thing
Did
I
you see
remember with Roger said
that?
this.
Did you see that woman on BLP
Black.
Black Light Podcast? Shout out to Thon Lexi. She talking about she don't want to date a man that support Kevin Samuel. Like what the? We're getting more to that, but yeah, when women say that shit, that's a red flag because they really want simps. They don't want no real man. They want a simp. So
yeah, I think certain women like to control the outcomes where they do want black men to be slaves. Possibly. I'm not I mean possibly. I mean really. They want them to be controlled. Really. RC Femi, let me continue with the tape. Fair use, fair use.
Men take the criticism and either eat the meat, spit out the bones. Women, on the other hand, decide to destroy you instead of looking and say whether or not the criticism is valid based upon the outcomes they want.
I think most of it is that it sounds like the men are really focused on physical characteristics, right? They want these women who are fit, who are cooperative, who are beautiful. And then are these women are even trying to settle down with them, right? Like, how do they know that their expectations of women are not contributed to low marriage rate?
Okay.
And I just feel like.
All right. Well, I'll give you the answer. Because you have an outcome and you do the outcome, does that gain you absolute results? Let me repeat that for people in the back. Just because you do what you have to do to get a so-called outcome does not guarantee you the absolute results. As men, if we had to get our body good enough to hopefully get women, that does not proven evident that it's going to get us the official results. Say, I'm officially muscular, ripped, that I'm going to get all the women and I have to work hard for anything. And they'll just open up. All of it. That sounds nice, but that is not factual. Even including if you get your money up. That you think if you get your money up that these women are going to have a different outcome. The only thing your money will do is give you the options, which will get you a different result, but it's not give you absolute result where you're going to get this reward at the end of it. We do what's necessary so we can put ourselves in good position so we could have a different outcome. But we should not expect guarantees here. There is no guarantee in life.
You know, women don't realize they got the dating market though. They got it on easy mode. All you gotta do is have a little bit of meat on your bones, or you gotta have little curves, and dudes will be in your DMs. See, men, this is the thing. Women don't understand. We have to work harder to get them. We don't have the dating market on easy mode. It's on what's the highest level on Doom? What, killer or something like that? We got the dating market on killer mode. You know what I'm saying? Or extreme hard mode or whatever. You know, average looking women can get. Did you hear about the study where this Trey Songz looking dude did a dating profile, and then he had a woman that was average looking, and she had way more likes and hits than he did. You see what I'm saying? Because I guess because sex sells. Well, it does sell, and all you gotta do is just show a little cleavage for a woman or a little booty, and then you got thousands of dudes wanting to marry you. But a man can have a 6-pack abs, muscles and everything, look good in the face and all that good symmetry. He may get maybe about 20, 30 likes. But he ain't gonna have women in their DM. Women ain't gonna be in his DM. Oh baby, honey, oh, I want to get on you. I want to marry you. We don't have it on easy mode. Women got dating on easy mode and they think it's hard. The reason why they think it's hard, and from what I was told, is because everybody is trying to go after the same dude. You know what I'm saying? That's why they think it's hard, because they're trying to nab the same guy. And they feel like all these other guys that's in the world that's average, they don't want them because they don't think that they're average. And I yield my mic.
Yeah. So I have to lay that claim because personally, the reason why I say this is because human beings think that by doing this, I should be assured outcomes. No, you do this to put yourself in a position to hopefully gain an outcome. It's like you're gambling. If I throw $1,000 in the slot machine, I should be hopefully guaranteed to get where I put out. I should get my money back and extra 2, 3, 5,000. And we all know when you gamble like that, you might raise the stakes of possibly hitting it big, but most likely you're not gonna hit big. That's how you look at life. It is a gamble. You do this, you're hoping, ensuring yourself that you might get the better outcome. That is it. You don't do this, say, I want the outcome. If you're thinking from your own mind and your own perspective that you do this, you're going to get the official outcome, you're delusional. Men have known this for some time now, and you ladies will learn this as well. And if I had to be the one to keep reprogramming and keep hammering in you, I will do so. And if you want to say before I continue this video?
Hey, Chaos. Hold on, let me go.
Yeah.
We got Fim in front of the chat said, "Let's cut the crap. Most of you men are mean. Don't have high self-esteem. Maybe you should focus on yourself." I don't think this lady is really following the conversation properly, because she also said, "You sound like you're hating on the fact that men hate on us. What the hell? Like, what are you talking about? That's not this. See, you're missing the whole film. Why don't you just come up in the comments? Get out of the comments. Come up and talk to us.
No. I might open up after going through this, and this is a very lengthy. It's almost an hour. This whole video, and we're only like not even 10 minutes into it. So let's keep going. Fair use, fair use.
How are high value?
Sounds like these men. Okay, you asked two. Are you making this? It sounds like these men.
I guess these are rhetorical questions, but I'm just wondering: are high value men even looking for marriage? Because some of the characteristics
that's
that
how we got here.
Yeah,
that's how we got here. I asked a question back in fall of the winter of last year. What do rich, wealthy, what do rich and wealthy, middle class, lower upper class, and upper class non-black people know and understand about marriage? Men know and understand about marriage, that they marry, divorce, and remarry in the current environment that middle class and lower upper class black men don't. And I got savage for asking black men about this. Those questions on Instagram, the videos are still on YouTube. Why are men afraid of marriage? Go back. They're all there. Everything that all my critics have to say that I don't do is all there. And what came out of this was women wanted men who were high value. And I defined what high value meant outside of simply money. And then I also asked these men who are high value men who I know, who I'm a part of, who have been around for 20 plus 30 years. What do these kind of men want from a woman that they want to marry? My show is about marriage.
Well, it seems like a supply and demand issue. The things that they want, are they even finding? Because it's so unrealistic.
Who?
These men, these high value men.
What do they want?
From what you tell me, they want these fit, cooperative, beautiful people, but they have no other substances that they like. Do they want transparency?
Hold on, let me stop.
Loyalty?
Okay. See, what I don't do is what you continue to do. I don't judge people for what they want. You keep judging men for what they want. That's not. I'm
just saying that's going to contribute.
But my thing is, Tawana, if someone comes to your restaurant and orders that 300 pounds and come order a triple cheeseburger, a large fry, and a Coke, are you going to sit there and ask them about their health? Or are you going to take the order?
Kevin, when you going to help them shift? The world is shifting.
No.
So you're going to help them stay.
All right. You see that? Gentlemen, have you seen this? Y'all saw that. So, and mind you, Tawana, I'm not sure if she still do content on YouTube. I think she took an alarm break. I think she moved beyond YouTube for a reason, and But let's be real here. Are you telling the men that doing what they have to adapt to you? If the men got their ish together, you think the last thing they want to focus on adapting in this Western environment, which last time I checked, women are divorcing left and right in upwards of 60 to almost 70%. I don't know. I think the men right now, as it stands, they're doing pretty well if they got their stuff together. Because to sit here and then you telling Kevin that they should adapt to the times. No human being should adapt to no type of environment. Period. I prefer most human beings don't adapt to the environment at all. I think they should impose the environment. Personally, I'm just saying. But overall, this is a sense of deflection from the brother. Like you said, broke blade. Deflection, yeah. And there's a reason why there's deflection on broken blade. I see in chat, Femi. I'm gonna read your comment in a second. The reason why there is the deflection is because she don't like the fact that most do that once they got their stuff together, that now they have the actual options. And because they have the actual options, women do not like that. And I remember SWP said best that when they said the sisters, especially don't like when the men got their stuff together. I kind of ruffle against that. But when I think about now for the past few months, even before I came across this video here that y'all seen, that yeah, if you want men to adapt, that means they're gonna have to not really be progressive in what they're trying to do already. That means you want one side standard. You don't want the opposition to have a standard for himself towards you. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna fly. And these men are especially making real good money and able to keep doing what they're doing. The world actually is theirs. Sorry. Let me keep going. I see your comment, Femi. Your comments are funny, Femi. I'm gonna read in a second, but let's keep going. Fair is fair.
No. See what you just did.
You don't help them physically.
No. See, you keep skipping. I've already done that with the men. See the presumption.
Wait, stop. One second, guys. Let me do this. Who's this? That just came in my studio. Miss Williams? Nat Williams? Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Hi, I just got an invite to come here.
Okay.
Yeah, I invited her. Yeah, I invited her. That's Ray. Hey Ray, we just doing we just doing like a little reaction. So just hang back and we're gonna. I just want her to come listen in on it.
Let me take a good look. Okay. Oh, you knew. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. All right. Let me move myself back. All right. Just sit back and listen. Fair use.
You call us out, but you don't call us out.
The presumption has always been that the problem is with the men, and that is where the data comes from. My show has proven that there are men out here who are upper class, who are middle class, upper middle class, and rich and wealthy who want to marry black men. Mm-hmm. The problem is they can't find women suitable for marriage, fit for marriage. So
because they're targeting women who are emotionally unavailable.
No, that's your perception.
It is my perception. It's my perception based on what you've said. They're targeting women
they have lived their life just like you've lived yours.
And these women do not want them. These women, beautiful, cooperative women do not want them. That is why they're having trouble finding.
No,
these are the women who don't want them.
That's not true either.
Okay. All right, I'm just telling you what it is.
If it were, then why do I have 3 people engaged right now in under 3 months? And I can't keep fit.
3 out of how many? You got thousands that still want women.
Oh, see, now this is what we.
Now, come on, man. Let's stop with the bullshit. You expect when Kevin created the mix or what he's doing for the last maybe year or 2 before he died, that he's going to get 100% black men married to black women. That's not possible. You're going to get a certain percentage. If you have 200-300 people, you might get roughly 7, 8, or 10 maybe married out of that bunch. You're not going to get 200, 300. That's not logic, personally. But let's keep going. Fair use.
We do. This is what we do.
I'm just telling you.
No, man. See, this is what we do. First, we say it's not something, then you prove facts, data, statistics, and you move the goalpost. Why don't you say, you know what? 8 couples got together in 3 months in a Facebook group. I'm not even a matchmaker. And 3 engagements happened. 2 who are verified put videos on YouTube. And instead of saying, That goes against what I thought. You said, well, what? Why don't you have 20?
I commend you for that. I do think that that's important information.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me
But
ask you a
I
question.
do-
Let me ask
go
you
ahead.
a question. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Where are the women?
Wait, before we continue, as you guys know, is saying I'm not looking at the stream and I see y'all commenting. Thank you. But please, as you watching, please hit the like button. Like button is free. If you want to share the stream, I will appreciate that as well. For those that got social media, let this go unnoticed, and with your help, it will be possible. And like always, support the channel. Super chat or cash app. Fair use, fair use.
Like yourself and the women who are my critics, where are you producing relationships?
Well, that's not my platform. You're an image consultant. I think
it's not my
maybe I should
platform
change.
either.
Yeah,
Not my
maybe I
platform
can
either.
change.
But you
Maybe I
asked
can
me, but
do
you
that.
asked me, why, where is this? And I produced something that ain't even my platform. Where are the people who are writing all the books, the self-help gurus, the love doctors, and all these other things that people follow that make millions off of this? Where are the relationships?
I just think you have a powerful voice, and I think your perspective don't leave room for change. And that's why nobody wants to receive love the way you describe it. Nobody wants to
No,
feel
you don't.
So you're saying what he's doing does need change, but really, ladies, you're the ones that don't want no change. And the few ladies that Sanko read out, that are the ones that's holding, let's say, you accountable. Let's say, okay. And I say Crimson Cure is the only one right now, and I do watch your channel. And there's Pink Book that holds y'all accountable, and that's cool. There is not really I forgot, Tough Topic Podcast as well. Jay, that I have on here on my channel, y'all can check it out. Some of the previous streams, me and her. She also holds women accountable for now. There's not many channels that's doing this. And let's be honest, the reason why you're not going to see a lot of ladies do this is because it's not sexy. It's not appealing. Matter of fact, it gets you, if you're a woman, you do this, and you go at women at a way, you're liable to get yourself doxxed. You're liable to get yourself attacked, made physically out here. And I did a stream, especially why women should not be fighting or holding some women accountable personally, like in person, because the threat of violence with ladies is real. Have you ever gotten a scuffle? And I'm asking Nat, since you're here in the building. Nat Williams, you there? Hello.
Yes.
Have you ever get in a scuffle with a lady during a disagreement that you and her, and then it got nasty where Mortal Kombat Azus?
Yes, I have.
Mortal Kombat. Yeah, see, I told you, I'm not lying. That's what's going on out here. Now let me read some of y'all comments because the comments has been filling up. I missed some of your comments for me, so I'll start from this middle part. And let me move this. I can't see this. Let me do this. All right, let me do this. I gotta see the comment. All right. Y'all don't even focus on being a woman's friend first. Y'all don't even talk about anything deep. Just the same shit. Fit, feminine, friendly. Okay. Yep, he creates a bunch of men who sits around talking about women. Indian men are on YouTube creating robots and flying cars, and black men are talking about weaves and women. Okay. Yo, that's why we don't want y'all. So when you get the women you want, throw options in her face. Like I just said, y'all are mean men. Okay. Y'all think talking like this makes us what y'all know? It dries the coochie. Well, famous, since you talk about the coochie, the coochie dries up very hard lately. But once you get into that real hardcore, actual cussing, mean men, the coochie kind of wets it up back again. I don't know why, but it just opens up like a vessel, and like the water sprinkles. So yeah, they target slow women. I've seen it. They target strippers. Yeah. Female, I think what he was saying was an average and above average man gets less interactions than the average or less than average woman in the same demo, not being salty, just crunching the numbers. Yes. Shadow, yeah, that's what I said. That's what he said. Why crunch numbers if you are not salty? Like, who sits there and thinks about that? I don't know if that's a feet emoji.
Women like her, she hates the fact that men are waking up. This is why she's in here talking about who cares about this. Apparently, you care because you actually in our stream. So apparently, you care about what we're talking about.
Well, while I cannot speak for someone else, I crunch numbers because as an engineer, that is what allowed me to solve the problem. If that answers your question, okay. Yeah, I know. Shad is in the tech field. That's already what you want. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that dude's not engineer. I'm not sure what you mean that's an engineer. Anyway, let's keep going. I'm not going to hold more time because there's a lot in this tape. Fair use, fair use.
Okay.
You don't. I'm sorry, Tawana. I'm sorry, yes, Tawana. I'm sorry. The numbers say different.
To have fun, yes, but someone to trust someone with my heart, to trust someone with their heart.
You keep going back
to sustain.
This is what I've noticed with you.
Yes, tell me what
you filter everything through your perspective. And it doesn't matter if 2 + 2 is 4. I can tell you 8 couples got together and you're still saying, yeah, but that ain't enough.
Well, you got thousands of followers. I mean, we got to put it in perspective and ratios here.
No, we don't. Steve Harvey has sold millions of books. Where are the marriages?
Okay, but how is that going to shift the marriage?
But the point is, see, why? And my question again.
Boom! And mind you, he's a pander. And the book that you read, Think Like a Man, that was not what he wrote. He stole that from another man or woman, from what I heard from another brother that's supposed to write his own book right now as I'm speaking to y'all right now. Steve Harvey is not innovative. He takes things and repackages in his name and his likeness. The Think Like a Man book was only to soften you up with this crap about 9-day rule or anything that was in that book that has no significance in your outcomes. It's like another form of masturbation. Intellectual or verbal, whatever you want to call it. Fair use, fair use.
Why do you keep asking one black man to fix the world? And you ain't asking none of this from black women. Where are the black women to fix it?
I want you to make it where we can.
No, I don't want to do another damn thing. Where are you going to help? I don't know what I'm doing. When are y'all going to come fix it?
What you need me to do? Because I'm ready. I
need you to get these women fit. I need you to get these women fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, and submissive. If
I thought that was going to make them more marketable, I would do it.
That's what the men say they want.
That's what they say they want.
But so now So now I want you guys to understand something. Now the men say they want this, and she's not. And she says she wants to help, but she don't want to give the men what they want. So again,
I'm just saying,
you want to give the men no, ma'am. You want to give the men what you think they want.
Okay, are you listening? But are you listening to my perspective though? Are they picking qualities based on things that's definite to change? It's very shallow.
You keep saying shallow. Okay, Tawana. Let's go down that path. It's shallow, and that's what they want. They want cheese.
Okay, so what matters beyond fitness?
They want cheese pizza, Tawana. They want cheese pizza.
Okay, what matters beyond fitness and beauty?
They want cheese pizza.
Tell me that.
They want cheese pizza.
Okay, so there's no room to move. I guess we're stuck then.
No, we're not. We're not stuck.
we both stuck.
We're not stuck. No, we're not stuck. See, I don't know if you realize this, but I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
And I hope you hear this.
I hear
Black men have grown tired of being told by women like yourself what they should want and how they should want it. They're sick of it.
Well, I didn't tell them what they want. I asked them. I challenged why they want that.
And you don't have
the right. That help?
Do you hear that? Why you want that? So that means you don't want to give it to them. You're lazy. That sounds laziness. If a man said he don't want a big woman or woman to be too big, that should be not a problem. If he says you have too much for a mouth, it's a problem. What's the problem with that? Especially the attitude. If the few things women do just the ladies just fix, they will actually go a little farther in a lot of things. Not only in life, but even in the so-called dating world we're in, unfortunately. I think the issue as y'all watch and listen for the first time is that this is another content creator telling another content creator the unrealistic standards that men are just simply asking and hopefully expecting. I mean, it's not rocket science. Now, mind you, if the dude can't deliver, if from y'all's expectations, you don't sit there harp, you go find the next dude. Or most likely you share another dude, whatever case floats your boat. Nonetheless, you have a certain standard. Certain dudes have certain standards. Can you live up to the expectation of these small standards? That's the simple question. But when men are now declaring the frustrations, it would be wise to at least listen. Because one man speaks, does speak for other men. That's not going to tell you up in your face. And I'm going to have to be honest. I did a stream on this about the term "you must lie to women." Yes, women overall do like liars. Lying is simple. It's easy. It's a cop out. But man tell you really what really his intentions is, much as what he doesn't like about you, you're gonna have a certain bitch face or shit face. And you might cuss him out or walk the other way. Or even go as far as might put hands on him. Any case, you don't want to hear the actual truth. Now, for the people that's in the panel, Sekoff and Nat, what's your take and response, please? I'll start with Nat.
We'll start with Nat. Nat, well, Ray, you can go on and go and give us your take on this topic. Like I said, the reason why I brought her up because me and her actually trying to date. You know what I'm saying? We're getting to know each other, and so I really wanted her to know. I don't know if I told her that I did do podcasts with you, but we're trying to date and stuff like that. And like I said, this is no attack on anybody, women or men or anything. This is just what's going on in the dating market. So I would personally want to, as a person that's trying to get to know her and date her or whatever, I want to get her personal opinion on how she feel about this being on the show and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, okay. Just listening to this,
speak up.
I don't know. Like I'm listening to this and the whole thing when you said that men lie, like that doesn't make me feel good because that tells me that people that are talking to me or trying to date me are lying to make me feel better about my opinions and what I want. Now I understand men want that whole femininity and they want that fit and all that. That's great. And I want to know what you want. Is it bad that I want to know why you want those things? I don't think that's a bad thing. I want to know where your head's at. I want to know how deep that goes. It's not saying that I'm not going to give it to you, but I want to know why you feel like those are the things that you need in your life in order to be successful in a relationship. If that makes sense.
Well, I'm not here to lie to you. That's why I brought you on this platform. You know what I'm saying? Because any man, how many men that will bring you on a platform where men are trying to basically tell the truth to women? See, but the reason why men lie in the dating market is because we got the dating market on hard mode. Women, y'all actually have it easier in the dating market. Y'all think y'all have it hard, but it's not really hard for y'all. Y'all can go out and get any man you want. You have access to your options. Men, we have to work for our options. You know what I'm saying? So I'm being, like I said, I'm being 1,000 with you. You know what I'm saying? No man that's a part of this space will ever bring you on a platform because he's trying to gain something from you. Only thing I'm trying to gain from you as trying to date you is become, hopefully, your husband one day, you become my wife one day. So you need to know what my head is as far as when it comes to the male and female dynamic when it comes to dating. So I'm bringing you on this platform to basically tell you the truth because I know the truth can kind of be like, be like taboo to some women. But if I was lying to you, I would be telling you what you want to hear. I'm not the type of man that's going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to know. So the reason why most men lie in the dating market is because it's hard for us for men to date. You know what I'm saying? What's the statistics on the men that are virgins and single? About 30% men in the world are virgins and single and childless. Because men,
it's pretty high.
Yeah, it's pretty high. So the fact of the matter is, a lot of men that ain't getting no play from women, they have to lie and tell them what they want to hear. They have to be something. Men, we have to technically be something we're not. Women will say, just be yourself. No, sometimes it's not good to be yourself. If I could be myself, I wouldn't be in the gym. I'd be a lazy fat sucker. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't, no, I'm doing this because I want to attract a certain type of mate. That's why I'm working out. That's why I'm staying fit. That's why I'm keeping groomed and stuff. If men can really be themselves, I guarantee men will be fat, lazy slobs. If women really accepted a man for who they really were, and just like men, if men, cause we accept a women for who they are because society has told us accept a woman for who she is. But a woman cannot accept a man for who he really is. If he's broke, fat, and out of shape, a woman ain't gonna accept that. Not married men, not the ones I know. Not you, my mic.
So
go ahead. And speak
I'm
up, please.
Be honest, because I don't. There are
Go ahead.
many men that will not accept a woman for what she is. If she's too big, then that's not cute. If she's too skinny, that's not cute. If she's not in a certain bracket where she's accomplished a little bit or whatever, if she has lots of kids, if she does, like, there are people who pick on those things for women too. So it's not just men.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I don't understand.
No, but see, this is the thing. I know men that date women with 5 kids or whatever. Because men, we understand what we are in the dating market. We understand, like, we're average looking men, we gonna date average women. Now pretty much everybody's average. Nobody's really a 10. You know what I'm saying? You got very few people in the world that are considered 10s. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, men, it may not be as much, but we accept women more for who they are than women do for us. You know what I'm saying? A woman, like, if a dude ain't got a car in his own place, a woman not gonna accept that. You know what I'm saying? But if a woman just a little big boned, you know what I'm saying? As long as she look decent enough, a man will accept it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen dudes walking in Walmart with I'm like, dude, what is he doing with her? What's this Trey Songz looking dude doing with this woman? Like, I don't know what it's about, but we accept it, you know what I'm saying? But
all right,
if we're broke, got no place and nothing like that, we're not accepted at all by any woman.
All right, let's continue with the tape. Fair use.
And who are you to challenge what these grown damn men said they want?
Who are we both to tell people?
No. But see, if someone were to challenge you that way, you would feel some kind of way about it.
I would answer.
And here's the thing: these grown damn men who have made themselves who they are, this is what they want.
Well, it just sounds like a business deal to me. So I guess our values don't match anyway.
So what?
That's how marriage is to them.
So
that's
what?
how approach
So what? Like it or not, marriage has always been a business deal. I'm sorry, go back to the old countries. People didn't fall in love. There was no long dating. There were arranged marriages. What are you talking about? Even in the Black community.
It doesn't stop there, though. It's the core, but it doesn't stop there. And that's
at the end of the day, who controls access to marriage? Men or women?
Well, I think it's men because they have the power.
Right. So if men are the ones, the consumers,
mm-hmm.
the buyers, and women are the sellers, if men aren't purchasing enough marriage, is it the problem with the men or the problem with the women?
It could be a problem with the expectations. And being
on what side?
On the men's side as well.
So you want to go to and men are tired of hearing this. Sorry, sir. You got the credit rating. Okay, so let's take it your way.
Okay.
The problems with the men. The problems with the expectations. So don't say shit when he go marry Becky.
Well, what about when she go marry John?
Nobody. Black men don't complain when black women marry out.
Well, it doesn't happen that often. 93% of the time.
Now, we gotta stop right here. We all know, and we're not gonna go by data. We're gonna look at the environment as is. We don't see a lot of non-black people line up to marry a lot of black women en masse, because marriage is defined and still defined by the men. They had to get on their one knee with the little ring to pose to you. Now, I see some sisters now get on one knee and pose to men. That's one thing I saw new for the last few years. So it tells me that you do not control the access of the marriage. And let's say you out there dating non-black men. Okay. Now you're hoping like a crap shot that this dude's going to take you and look beyond as a, a, a wet rag, for lack of better words. And we all know the outcomes that Muslim, they just get their little fetish, they get their rocks off, get some, I guess back broke some of the sisters so they could do it. And after a while, they might decide, man, I'll just keep it around for something longer. And that's the possibility. But we all know how other men think and how they view other groups of women, especially black women, behind closed doors. They'll tell you this, but overall, they just want to get access to the vagina. And let's be fair honest. And I know this is very alarming. I'm saying this, but I got to be truthful. I had one female friend on Facebook, especially, I think, how she was showing me how non-black men, and I'm not sure what their age are, how they hit them on the DMs, and their one thing they want to do with her is they always said, I always want to have sex with a black woman. And I told a person, I said, oh, that's what he said to you? Good, block him. That tells me he looks at you as a fetish. And I respect that because he kept it real. But like, you know how this thing goes. The best way to get the best outcome, you lie to women. The better you lie, the better you get access. The more truthful is a turn off. It dries up the coochie, and the possibility of sex diminish. Let me keep running this tape. Wait, I see.
I think that was a great breakdown, brother. And that's why I said that's why we got this hookup culture, And like I was telling, Ray, I was like, look, bring you on this platform. You need to know what's real about me or whatever. Because ain't no man that's gonna they want you to know the truth, ain't gonna bring you on a platform like this. If I was the type of dude that I would actually, if I didn't see your best interest, I would actually keep this from you. If I didn't care about how your well-being, because even though I'm a part of this space, I want you to know that what I do as far as understanding female nature, understanding my own nature, because I had to go through therapy to understand myself, because I was such a good guy. I'm still a good man, but at the same time, I was such a nice guy to where I got used by women and stuff like that. Thought if I just let you do what you want to do, that's just me pandering to you, you know what I'm saying, to a woman. And it didn't work out well. So that's why they say the nice guys finish last. That's why nice guys have to lie. And they'll lie and say, yeah, I'll be your friend, but they're just really waiting on a opportunity to get with you. So you know what I'm saying? These male orbiters, these male friends, they just orbiting around you just to get to draws. Let's see.
Let's look at some comments. Femi writes, I'm gonna make my own show like Kendra G. I'm gonna hook all the men from Kale's show with the women on my Ninja Crimson. Oh wow. What'd you say? I'm gonna make my own show like, okay, I think I read that already. Girl, tell the truth. Okay. Yes. No, they don't. They talk about weave every day and our weights. Yeah. Black men does not like fake hair. With all this weave talk, you think the women would cut back and try to at least deal with something about the hair? Since the men been talking about the weave, and mind you, I don't like weave. To let everybody know, I don't like fakeness personally. I mean, the best bet is if you can't grow naturally, just dread it. But overall, I don't pressure or make an emphasis that we. It gets tiresome after a while. This is good show. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Most black men have nothing to say about the weave and weight. As like my man said, above average men will be with overweight weave up women. Yeah. All right, let's continue on to this. This is very lengthy. Fair use.
But no. See, that's the thing. When I said don't complain because if you set a pounds with the expectation, that means the expectation is too high. Then if that's the case, and if he goes and gets it met outside of the race, don't complain because he made the expectation clear that he wanted. You have an opportunity to hear the expectation immediate. You chose not to. He took his business elsewhere. Don't complain.
So I just think it's no flexibility.
Okay, then why, if there's no flexibility, why are black men in this country 2 million less than you and 847,000 more marriages?
I think that, like you said, men control marriage, right?
No,
so they control that.
The reason
So
is
yeah.
the notion, if there was no, black men are more married than black women. The inflexibility, Tawana, is on black women's side. You know why? Because no sane human being can tell me that men want women that weigh more than they do at their height. Black men have been consistently saying they want three things from black women for my
So
lifetime.
you don't watch 600-Pound Life, then?
Okay. No, I don't, because it's.
I'm just saying the women all have men.
Okay,
I'm just
and if you expect that, then go get a broke dude.
Listen, I'm not saying that I want to be.
Okay, but that's the point. And see, this is what happens when black men say what they want. It becomes a joke. Everybody, every other group, it really isn't. I don't take it as a joke, because every other group of men can make expectations and demands of their women. Black women almost want us to act like a hyena clan, where there's a matriarchy, where we do what the women say. Well, men aren't doing it. Bottom line is, men have said enough. Black men have been asking for my generation, the previous generation, and the generations after, for three simple things from women. Cooperation. Black women have become far less cooperative in my lifetime. Fitness. 8 out of 10 black women are overweight, and 80% of that number is obese. Failed that number too. And then just wear your own natural hair. We got a $10 billion hair care market, and yet our boys are at the bottom. I said this: take $9 billion of that money we put on your head, put it into your boys to raise a better crop of men. Because if you don't give a shit about the men who are walking around right now, fine, we ain't shit. We're all horrible. What about the boys? You cannot build. You cannot build, huh?
It's going to be a challenge for them.
Why?
They are only focused on those superficial things.
No, it's going to be a challenge for them if they're it's going to be a challenge for them if they're raised by the same women who are inflexible with the men, with the adult males. You keep going back to the men being the problem, and I'm sorry, the data, the overwhelming reality is the problem is on the inflexibility of the women's side.
I mean, my data suggests that, also men do marry women who are less attractive because they are more emotionally available to them. And men like their ego stroke. They like to feel good when they're in a relationship. So I also saw that that's the opposite. So that's what I'm saying, is that we have this idea and this conception.
And when do they marry these women?
You talking about men, high value men, they may be in their 40s. Right?
No. See,
cooperative women.
See, this is where the argument becomes disingenuous. High value men, if you see them with average women, I've said this hundreds of times, they got them early, they married early on in life, and that woman worked that way up, built with that man, was his partner. So she got her man because she delayed her gratification and was there as a part of his success. Many women today will tell you they don't want to build a bread or build a boo. They want you to already have it. So that's fine. But here's the thing. When a man puts himself and becomes in the top 10% of earners, he is going to have options. And men who have options worldwide, you look at what men worldwide pick to marry after they're rich, and it is traditionally younger, hotter, fitter women.
Okay, but think about this.
All right. I see you, Broken Blade. You wrote something very good. She's sidestepping. And one thing I would say, Broken Blade, and to all the men, let's go list this. Or ladies. Let's say the data shows that the black man today is useless. All right, let's go with that. What's your excuse to be less competitive, fit, feminine, and friendly? What stopped you being that? Can you answer this question? Because last time I checked, if these black men are useless, why you let yourself go? Let your attitude go to a peak where no one doesn't like you? What's your excuse? If you can answer this question, and if you still point to the men giving me this answer, then really, truly, it is really you at the end of the day. If the data shows that the black man is useless from your eyes and stuff, that would be the question I like to ask. And I hope I get a real logical answer without involving black men. I'll wait. And Broken Blade, if you do, or anybody see this, please snippet this part of the session and see if anybody can answer this question. If not, I'll post this myself. All right.
And you know, G,
Anybody have some say? Guess not. All right, let's keep going. Fair use, guys. Fair use.
If they
Is
have
that true or
options,
false?
why are they
Is that true
struggling
or false?
to
Is that
find
true or false?
women?
Before you move on, is that true or false?
It could be true. I think it's true. Okay, so let's move on from that. Why are they still struggling to find women and partners? And then
Who?
also, if they
Who's
want
struggling
these
to find women
physical
and
things,
partners? Who's struggling to find women
these
and partners?
men, you said that they came to you for this advice on how to find these women, right? They're struggling with their love life. Why? If they have all these things, that's what I'm saying. It's something
Hold
else.
on, listen,
Kevin.
No. See,
Yes.
that's where you are partial listening. They're not finding women on their level. I didn't say they were struggling. What they're doing is expanding their dating options because Black women, most people want to marry their own people.
They unrealistic. That's why.
Hold on.
That's why.
You can't even let me answer. You want to again.
I'm sorry. I thought you was done. I thought you was done.
Men are tired of you. No. When a man has made himself the best version of himself and he looks around and he looks and says, you know what? I at least want a woman who's fit. Mm-hmm. And if I can't get a woman what is the average weight of a Black woman in this country?
You asking me? I don't know.
187 pounds.
Now, Nat, are you there, sweetie? Nat.
Yes.
Yes. You hear me good? Speak up so I can hear you well.
I can.
Say something. All right. One question, since you're up here, you're like the average height for American women on here on this panel.
I mean, I'm 5'4".
Huh? Yeah, there you go. Boom. There you go. That's the average.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, and you're really 5'4", right?
Yes.
Okay. And are you as what they consider the average weight for American women today?
If we're basing it off of what she just said, yeah, I guess I am.
Now, what Kevin said roughly is now. Well, actually, now today, it should be 190 now, because last time when this video was out, it was like 180, and that was like roughly 2 years ago. I think it went up now an extra 5 or 10 more pounds, so it was like 190. So I'm not sure. Are you like around 180? You're 180, right?
Yes.
All right, so you are slightly still 10 pounds, still almost touching the average weight of an American woman. Yeah. But nonetheless, the point why Kevin is laying this out, for those that's not knowing this, right, is that a lot of women that is short and almost pushing 200 pounds, that is considered too big. Just like a man that is, let's say, 5'9", or rather 5'9", 5'10", the average height for a man. And let's be honest, some men are over 250, maybe 260. They said some men are like roughly 170, 180. But we all know in America it's very hard to find men to be roughly under 200 pounds on the average. You get me?
Yeah, I'm 210. I'm trying to get back down to 180.
I mean, well, good luck to that. But like I said, the one thing out of us as men and women, because we're going to speak for Black folks, out of everything, you should not exceed an additional 100 pounds around. If you're roughly not, if you're not a woman roughly 5'11" or higher, you should not be around that. At most, if you're going to be something, so when we talk about 180, 140, that's roughly a dress size 12 to 14. Am I right, Nat?
I wear a 10, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's big. That's big. If anything, a woman's going to strive for anything, they should strive no greater than and no above 8. 6 is perfect for a Black woman.
So I'm gonna stop you right there, because when I'm in the military, so I'm fit. Okay, you can't tell that I'm 180 pounds.
Are you really fit?
I am actually. Thank you.
No, I'm not joking. I'm saying when I mean fit.
No,
I mean, if you're 180.
No, because when she told me that she was 180, I didn't believe it when I saw it. I was like, "Where are you?"
Well, do me this. All right, do me this. Nat, you there? Are you still in the military?
I'm still in the military. Yes.
Hey, how long you serve?
I'm going on 22 years.
Goddamn, girl, you're not gonna retire?
I mean, I'm gonna retire next year, but
I mean, don't get me wrong. Depending, I'm not sure what arm branch you serve, but usually if you put in roughly 20 years, that should be a pretty decent pension. Right now, if you do 20
it is.
years in the bid.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. But anywho, if you do you have IG?
Do I what?
Do you have an Instagram?
No,
Okay. Well, I was hoping to see photos, but you know that'd
I
be
have a
nice.
Facebook.
Side.
I logged in when I
Put in the back chat. No. Just put in the back chat. I'll look out. But like I said, if you're still in the military, that means you probably do a lot of bench pressing, a lot. You know, like work, like weightlifting. You get me? To be 180, you have to be like doing workouts. You get me?
I mean, I do work out.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you have to work out because you're in the military. So you got to do like everything, the running, but the lack of better terms, you know what I'm saying? For someone that's 5'4" and let's say 180, I gotta see how it looks, But for his dress size 10, I mean, it's pushing, but if you're muscular, then it makes sense. Do you understand that?
Yes, but I'm very.
Yeah, well, since she's muscular though.
Okay. And the reason why I said if it could slightly go around 8 or 6, because listen to me good, ladies, including that. No one doesn't know what is the perfect dress size for a black woman. They said the perfect dress size here in America is roughly a 2 and maybe slightly a 4. Now we all know 2 and 4, that's roughly depending on the woman's height. If she's under or roughly 5'4", it's roughly 130, 120 something. Now we all know hold on, we all know most sisters. Yeah, no, hold on. We all know most sisters today, depending if they come like that, they're not gonna be 120 or close to 130. That's not possible. Not in this American diet. That's impossible. So the best thing is say, what is a more suitable dress size? And I say between 6 and 8 is roughly the target range, the per range, roughly. Now some could push to 10, like you are, but if usually it depends if you're muscular. But roughly, if we gotta say what's dress size woman, black woman, because black woman got shape, it could be between those two. That's it. I'm not saying nothing. And usually when we talk about dress size 4 and 6, we're looking at almost 150 and 160. You get me, Nat?
Yeah.
And trust me, and let's listen. 160 is not skinny for a black woman.
Oh.
I see some women that's 160, and you'd be surprised. But I gotta continue on this tape because we'll be talking long and hard, and this is gonna be long. And I'm all right. How many more minutes? I need like another. Ooh, we're still nearly halfway there. So let me continue. All right, guys, fair use. And I see you guys in the chat room. Yeah, I think prime. Don't worry, prime time. I got you. Fair use.
Okay.
And what is the average weight of the American man? 168 pounds. The average black woman is almost 20 pounds more than a man. So when men have to go to college or go to blue collar, get a job, career, get out there, hustle, whatever, and all he's asking is, can you just be fit? So I can have a woman who has another 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds to put on after childbirth.
Mm-hmm.
They can't even get that. That's the struggle. Not that women don't exist, is that the women don't exist in the way that they need to exist. And you got to tell me that there is a reason that a single woman with no children is 200 plus pounds.
Well, I'm not justifying that. And obviously,
it can't be justified.
I think that being fit and being beautiful and being cooperative is essential in a relationship. Do I think that is the only thing that you need to look for in a woman?
Who said it's the only thing? But if it's a starting point, but see, that's the thing.
It's a starting point. It's the initial thing.
You keep going back. Okay, and if it's the starting point and it matters, 8 out of 10 black women are automatically deleted. There are women who are advocates for dating out, swirling, who even would say, you know what? I had to stop talking to my women about fitness to even incent them to dating out. It's not that they won't get fit for black men; they won't get fit for any men.
But you also have to understand that every man has their own standard of beauty. And so, you may feel
we keep going back
you judge women based on.
Okay, then if that's the case, we shouldn't have Miss Universe or people's most beautiful person. That's a point looking for an argument. Okay, but there is.
They have other things.
Hold on.
That makes them.
If that's the case, then why do we have so much facts, data and statistics, psychology on beauty? Why do we have such a plethora of studies done with animals and babies? showing them pictures of faces and faces that have the Fibonacci sequence, feed the golden ratio, more symmetrical faces, more babies smile at those pictures worldwide, regardless of race. Because beauty is not subjective like so many people want to think. It's objective. There's an objective standard of beauty. But then today we've given everybody trophies, said everybody can win. And the reality is, Tawana, if what women is doing is working, why are 1 in 4 women today on some sort of psych med? And their happiness is through the roof and through the floor.
Yeah, I'm not saying that what women are doing is working.
Then who needs
what
to
I'm
change
saying is the narrative that
That's not, it's not my narrative, man. That's the facts, ma'am. If they're not happy, whose responsibility is, if those women are not happy, those educated, intelligent, equal women, whose responsibility is it for them to change?
I mean, but you're telling me that
whose responsibility is it for them to change?
These highly successful men are not finding the women that they want.
No, ma'am. That's
on their level.
Nope. You're now you're gaslighting. I'm back. Nope. I've already addressed that. You try to make something out of it.
I'm gaslighting.
Yeah, because I've already said what I said. I said they can't find women who are. No, ma'am. I've already said that these men are not finding women.
Also, I can't finding women. They're not fit.
I said they're finding women. They're not fit. Let me say it again. Okay. They are finding available females. They're not fit. They failed the fitness test. That disqualifies them. And what you're saying is, well, look at us. Okay, no.
God did that. Yeah, Kevin Ruthless. He said they failed to disqualify. Hold on, I got more stuff. Fair use. And guys, if y'all donate to the channel, please. I ain't gonna buy it back. Just donate to the channel. Fair use.
No, okay. Well, then, how many hundreds of thousands of men have you spoke to on this issue?
Well, I haven't spoken to thousands of men, but I've spoken to a number of them.
Okay. And well, if I've spoken to thousands of men over close to 10 years, I will take my thousands over 10 years versus your few. Because understand something. Because these are the men who are picking. These are the men who have the means and the attitude and the desire to get married. And they're not finding women who are fit. See, here's what you're not missing. Well, first off, listen. I'm going to address this point. We go back to my point. Women are not happy and what they're doing is not working. Whose responsibility is it to change this situation?
Women.
Right. And they're not doing it. So if women are unhappy, it's women's responsibility to change it.
Right.
And the first thing they can change is what they see in the mirror, but they're not.
Men are unhappy and they're not changing either. So what do we do?
Men are bitching. Men aren't complaining.
Have you heard?
No. You're talking, no, ma'am. For 40 years, Sally Jesse Raphael, Ricky Lake, Oprah, Donahue, we have had daytime talk is littered with, we're all the good men. I can't find no men. Just because in the last few months you've seen some MGTOW incel videos, you cannot make that substitute for damn near 50 years of I can't find no man. Men are tired. And what you keep doing is going back to saying, well, men aren't the problem. Men know what they want. Women aren't giving men what they want. And men aren't taking the deal. That's where it is.
Well, I think women are very about this.
Let me ask you this then.
Okay.
Two things.
Go ahead.
When you adjust for working men, working women, 1-to-1, but when you add one more variable in the Black community, working man with no kids, working Black woman with kids, there are more Black women working with kids than men over here with no children. Basically, what I'm telling you is if you are a man out here, you are finding a woman that has one of these two things off rip, right? Overweight or a child.
Okay.
That disqualifies you from high value. So then and those two things can be controlled. True or false?
Absolutely. Well, true.
Well, okay. Well, so.
And Kevin forgot age as well. If you're like a certain age, it's possible you could be disqualified as well. Cause a dude that really got it, that they will not deal with anybody in the same age range if they had to build themselves up on the average, unfortunately. And that's just the harsh truth. And that's the danger when you tell me, you wait for somebody to finish line. You better get him now before the finish line reaches. I'm just saying. Fair use, fair use.
If a woman says, I want a man who can pay all the bills, I want all these things, and you want a provider male, then it's only fair to say you got to ask the man who has these things, what does he want from a woman? And he says he wants a woman who's fit and childless. You can't get mad at him and say, well, that's superficial.
Okay, well, if we go to the pool and we see that the pool of women, honey.
Okay.
If we see that all of these characteristics that they have decided they want are just unrealistic, right? Or she can be fit and ignorant, or she could be cooperative and don't care about you. So all I'm saying is, if they're looking at these characteristics and not finding what they want, when do they go back and say, let me rethink this?
Well, see,
because this isn't happening for me.
The presumption is, the presumption you keep making is they look at this pool of women and every woman over here has, they're this or they're that. Okay, but there are plenty of pools of women. See, we live in a connected world. That's what the dating apps are for. You got men moving out of the country, to the Dominican Republic, going other places to find women, dating outside their race. They're finding it. They can't find it in Black America.
But 85% of them are marrying Black women. So there must be some.
Again, those are two different numbers. I deal with men who are high value. You're blending conversations and conflating arguments. I'm talking about men who have enough, who can make demands.
And what percentage of them exist? Because I don't know. You tell me. Black men
that earn over six figures, 8% in the Black community, but over $75,000, 15% in the Black community. Mm-hmm. These men aren't complaining about not being able to find women. They prefer to marry Black women. And here's the real thing. Black men are far more race loyal than Black women. If Black women could date out like Black men can, you can make a strong argument that they would. There is no black male. Yeah. There is no black male swirl movement. Black men have been trying to be with Black women. That's why you find a Black man who's been married, divorced. And then you turn around and say, well, fine, I'll start expanding my dating options. And here's the thing. I don't judge people by what they want. I just said, what's the likelihood of you getting what you want? And it is far easier for a man to come to me and me say, you know what? You need to get your money up. You need to get your mind right. You need to get your money up. You need to get your body right. You need to get all these things together. And then you can come back out here, and then men will be like, all right, break. I'm going to come back later. You tell women the same thing. You're shaming me. Well, why can't I have this? Look, the first woman I talked to kept on asking, why? The women don't want to change because you've been told, take me as I am. I'm good enough.
The women who call you, if you're not mentally stable.
Now, was anything wrong, he said, to those that's now on the panel right now? And one thing is evident. The reason why most women don't want to do it, because it's too much work. And like I said, most human beings want self-gratification. They want some right there, then and now. They're looking for the actual fix, the official fix, without less effort. And that is delusional. Now, do you agree or disagree, Sankofa or Nat? Hello?
Oh, I agree, because like I said earlier in the show, we have to work to get with women. We have to work to get a certain type of woman. We have to, build our money up. You know what I'm saying? If you're a guy that's making 40K, a woman won't accept you at 40K. So now you got to make 60K and she'll accept you. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it goes back to what I said earlier. A woman's beauty is her wallet. Our wallet is our beauty. You know what I'm saying? Because look at it like this. A man is not meant to be beautiful, but women are looking at us aesthetically as well. So you might make say for instance, like most women, they don't want no guy that's shorter than them. They ain't gonna date no short guy. But if that guy is making $1 million, oh, now he's attractive. See what I'm saying? It all boils down to our beauty. Like say for instance, an offensive lineman. Now, if a guy that's fat and in a dating market ain't got, they're just average Joe, women won't date him, but let him make it to the NFL as an offensive lineman making millions. Oh yeah, now the women want him. See what I'm saying? So so that's why I said I agree, because like I said, we want women to understand where like their beauty is their wallet. Now, me personally, I like thick curvy women. You know what I'm saying? I like a woman that's above 150 and up. You know what I'm saying? I don't want her to be too big to where she about to die. You know what I'm saying? If it's affecting her health, then yes, lose weight. But if you're carrying it right, if it looks good on you, to me, that's me. I'm a chubby chaser. I ain't gonna lie. But at the same time, but if it's affecting your health, yeah, we need to get in the gym. We need to get you back right, eat cleaner, stuff like that. But the thing is, when women want a certain type of man, they got to be a certain type of a way for that man. They got to compete, and I think most women, not all of them, but most of them don't want to compete because, like you said, it is hard work. But it's hard. But it's hard. I mean, we have to work hard every day. I have to work to stay fit because of my job. Not only that, but I want to attract my mate too. You know what I'm saying, physically, and then I got to get my money up so she can feel safe and secure financially. So we have double the load. But all the woman has to do is just be feminine, friendly, and fit from some men. You know. What do you think about that, Nat?
Okay. What do you think, Nat?
Honestly,
I know it's rough. I know, sweetie, it's rough. It's rough. I know.
I think this is Nat's first time because, like she said,
so
dude.
I have a whole different situation. So I can't like. For me, over the years, like I've not been able to experience that side of a man, so I don't know. Like for me, I'm taking care of everything 24/7. So I want a man who can take care of himself.
Okay.
And that's like my biggest thing. Like I'm not chasing money. I am not chasing money. I could care less as long as you can at least support yourself. That's what I care about. Like that, I don't need you to come in and support me.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So me and you are together. Say me and you married, right? Who's going to be responsible for the majority of the financial load, me or you?
I would hope it would be both of us.
But see, I don't believe in. So you believe in 50-50?
I don't. So again, I've been taking care of things 100%. So 50-50 for me would be amazing. If you could take care of it and you need me to support you, then I'm okay with that too.
But in the house, so who's going to be responsible for 100% of the safety, me or you? So being you laying in the bed at night, right? And there's a bump in the night, and it's a couple of robbers in the house. Am I going to say, well, since we're 50-50, I got the last one, you going to go get this one?
I mean, I got your back, but no, it's going to be you.
See, that's the
before you pause, cause Nat, you still serve in the military. What armed service you serve? Where you serve? What? Say again.
I'm in the Navy.
Okay, so you're a sailor.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hold your own. I mean, like I said, you don't want to do it like, if you're in a relationship, you don't want to be doing it unless you need to, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But like I said, in the Navy, you're skilled enough on not only hand-to-hand combat, but weaponry. Am I right?
I am.
Okay. So now I'm not knocking women in the military. I mean, as you know, Nat, Kevin was very ruthless in regards to certain women that tell men to avoid. I cannot speak for him because, like I said, I never dated a military woman, much as anybody that's feels that where women have to defend themselves. Do you get me? Mm-hmm. The only thing my concern is that you don't have a mental barrier where you develop certain schisms. Because going out there, if you have to go out there fight like physically, it does take a drain mentally and psychologically on you in the long run. Not the short term, the long term. Mm-hmm. Because you know how people deal with trauma, especially when we talk about you have to sit there constant fight for your life and survival, can hurt certain genders. Yeah. I would say probably women more than men. Because throughout history, men always go to war. So obviously it is recommended that for a man to be a man, usually rites of passage, they had to go out there and slay the beast. So they have to endure that type of trauma. You get me? And be expected to understand it and learn and to embrace it. You get me?
Yes.
Most women are not really overall, not saying they can, but that's not their thing to embrace trauma in regards to going there taking life for a job. You know, that's not their thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, see, I'm not a 50-50 man too, so I believe because how I was raised up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I was raised traditionally. I watched my grandparents. My grandfather worked in the field. I'm not saying I don't want you to work, but in today's economy, it does take two. You know what I'm saying? It does take two to make it. At the same time, I was under the impression or the understanding from growing up, a man is going to be responsible for 70 to 80% of the financial load. The woman take care of everything. The man buys the house, the woman makes the house a home. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was raised. So I don't believe in the whole 50-50. And I understand what you told me. We ain't gonna get into what we talked about on the phone in our private, but that was an unfortunate thing because I was in the Army too. I was a military police officer and I'm doing what I'm doing now. But at the same time, if I'm with you, I'm gonna be the one to say, no, I got this, babe. I got the mortgage. No, I got the lights, the cables and stuff like that. You just take care of the food and the kids. That's just me. But I know you're probably not used to that. And I know you're not used to this type of talking points, you know what I'm saying, from men, because a lot of men ain't going to bring this to you. That's why I'm saying a lot of men is not going to tell you the truth or bring you to a platform where the truth is the only thing we deal with. We don't deal with feelings. We don't deal with we don't deal with bad faith argument. We deal with number of truth over here. So that's why I brought you on this platform. But at the same, what I'm saying is, if I'm with you, I'm going to be with you. And yes, you know, like I told you, what submission is to me is me. You allow me to love you. You allow me to take the lead. You know what I'm saying? You not be so guarded because of your past. You know what I'm saying? That's what submission is. You know, being able to just let that guard down and let that man come in and love you, take care of you, provide, protect, you know.
All right, let's continue with the tape. Thank y'all for your response. Let's go. Fair use, fair use. And I see my wonderful moderator, Queen of Virtue, as you can see here. As you can see what she has right, people. Welcome to the Chaos Rain Show. Please like the video to show your support. You can also support by Viva Super Chat or Cash App. $$ Chaos 8 Rain, and any amount is appreciated. Yes, please. In regards with my wonderful moderator, please donate and share the stream. Fair use, fair use.
They don't even know who they are. Okay.
That's now. See, I can't do. Yes, I cannot allow you to do that.
They don't.
No, I cannot allow you to do that because you're basically saying that you see. This is where we're gonna have a problem because this is when you step in and say those women are challenged. That's why I say you come after my audience, and that's wrong. And
I don't come after your audience, but some of them,
no, ma'am, and
I don't.
That is not even close to being cool. You have made a psychological adjustment. They got to be something wrong. Got to be wrong with them that they call in for this. No, maybe just because you wouldn't do it, but there are a lot of things that you wouldn't do that somebody else would do. Just say it ain't for you. Don't sit around and say there's something psychologically wrong with them.
I don't think that it's for me, and I'm not trying to judge them, but I do think that you have to have some mental stability to handle some of your criticism. I think it could be damaging to a woman who is mentally unstable.
Are you serious?
Some of them sound
so what about what women do to men? I don't want no scrubs.
These are not the women who are attracted.
Who is more mentally and verbally abusive, men or women?
You asking me, in my opinion?
Yeah. Where's nuclear rejection come from? Is that a term that comes from men to women or women to men?
I think men are definitely.
And thank you for proving what I said initially. Most problems today with women is you don't know or understand men. You don't know them. So to say that you think men are more verbally and mentally abusive when you can see a woman who's 5 foot nothing cussing a 300-pound man out, and you son of a punk bitch, you rarely.
Well, I haven't seen that.
Okay, audience, for us to live in the real world, whether you've seen it in person, you know it happens. You don't see men yelling at a woman like that because
I'm just saying that
even if a man were to be like that, someone would step in. There are countless videos on YouTube where they have acting teams where men are being violent to a woman in a public place and people swoop in to help a woman. But when that woman's being verbally violent to that man, people walk by. Bottom line is this.
I'm gonna look into that.
And
I don't know
here's the
nothing
thing.
about that. I don't
Let
know
me also
what
say something too, because you said something about the people who call in can be damaged. Well, I assume that they are. If you're calling in asking for a high value man, you're productive, competitive, got your grease up and so forth. You should know where you stand. But I also, what's one of the main things I recommend everybody get?
counsel.
Right.
I've heard you suggest that. Yeah.
So my question is this: you've asked me 50, 11 million questions, run upside down, one side the other. When are you going to start going to any of these black women on YouTube who give relationship advice and start asking them some of the same hard questions?
Oh, I definitely hold women accountable. You don't.
But
You say so, Tawana. I hope you're right, because I did check your channel, and I'm not sure, was that part of your channel one time? I'm not sure if you really hold the same verbiage towards women. I could be wrong, because you have a plethora of content on your own channel, and I don't really see much of them that really said women should be doing this and very hold much accountable on the average. So depending the time you had this conversation with Kevin Samuel, I'm not sure if you started doing content on YouTube, Tawana G. To be fair and honest, I'm just keeping it real. I do not see it, but like I said, if I had to go back and watch every video, I might have to. But I doubt to invest too much time, because usually over how things work is you gotta be still doing content on YouTube. And during the time you had this conversation with Kevin Samuels, I just don't see it. It don't make sense in your remarks to go out the way to really hold women accountable. Personally, but that's just me. Fair use, fair use.
I said
You
on
have
YouTube.
to question that.
But on YouTube, I have not heard. I looked through all the catalog on Let's Talk. I have not seen anybody else's name.
Well, we got to work on the questions. Maybe we'll work on that.
But see, the thing is, they don't really exist. Black men are being asked to be perfect, and I reject the. See, everybody else can. Every other group of men are allowed to be fully human. Black men have to be damn near perfect, and it still ain't good enough. And even if I'm 2 + 2 is 4, well, he's divorced. Bottom line is, it's getting results. People are getting what they want out of it.
Black women have to be perfect. You guys are already saying you can't even have a kid, and you know that most black women do. So it's like we can't. We have to be damn near perfect. Let me stop you right there.
Was that child as a result of art? Was that child as a result of forcible RP?
No, but it could be a result of marriage.
Well, that should probably
be a result of a
those are two different things. Those are two different things. A single mother has been divorced, but only 1 in 4 black women marry. But if you come to me with another man's child, and I've been a stepfather, it's a horrible deal. See, the fact of the matter is, you guys expect black men just to accept somebody else's.
No, you guys don't want.
Due respect, man. Have you been around? No, listen.
You're not perfect.
Listen, no, I said about perfect, but it's just reasonable. Have you been around Chinese men, Asian men?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, I want you, when next time you're around Asian men, I want you to see how many Asian men. Ask them, would you accept a woman who has a child out of a single mother? They'll laugh at you. Ask a Middle Eastern man. Black men are the men. See, what I don't think is many black women don't realize how lucky you are to have black men. Because by all the measures, black men make the most involved fathers and the best mates. That's why so many women from other cultures who have real patriarchies and real things going on rush to try to get black men, because we are more willing to listen to our women. But what do black men get for that? They've gotten larger women who are more aggressive, less cooperative, and more kids. So do you, with a straight face, you can say that you should be able to come to a man who has had to work his ass off to put himself in the top 10% of men and think he should have to pay for another man's child who's not an asset to him? That's insane.
And it's funny. Yeah, and from what I'm hearing from stories, and I'm not saying I was a stepfather, but from what I'm hearing from the fellows, I wouldn't blame them. It is a rough deal. It's because it brings a sense of entitlement, because how certain women will think, that's saying, screw you, I could leave you and go find another dude. And here's my thing. They're not even finding a dude that has other kids on the average. They find dudes that don't have kids on roughly. If you really think about if you ask the really crucial question, the ones that, either were married or they had a relationship with their baby father and they left them, that if I ask them personally and say, okay, the dude you're dealing with now, which if you are or not, right, does this guy have kids? Roughly, if they want to keep honest, they would say no, mostly. So it tells you that these dudes that they eventually pick to be stepfathers are doing two things. Either they're not ready for kids, or they're doing what they're doing. They have no time to really focus on getting kids. One or the other. From what I'm concluding, but this is just me. Let's continue. Fair use. Fair use.
I think that you should consider other attributes that the woman have,
Yeah.
like nurturing. She can be loyal. She can be loving.
Okay, let's say that's true. And I also I can find that with a woman without a kid. Because I got options.
You could.
And they do. And the thing is, that's the problem, Tawana. The problem is because that's what's happening. Because men who I talk to and deal with have options. Because all the women you're talking about that you should consider the other attributes, yeah, she's got a kid. You can find all these things in a woman who doesn't have a kid.
Well, I'm talking about longevity, right? I'm not talking
longevity.
about...
You got better. And who's the thing? The man gets to pick. And if he wants to pick the one with no kids, that's his choice.
That is his choice. But
she chose to have a child, right?
Because they're still single and looking.
Excuse me?
They're not choosing because they're
again, like I said, you're conflating stuff. Black men are more married than black women, and there are fewer of us. The facts are stubborn.
It's a small percentage, though. You say it like it's
a small percentage. 847,000 more marriages in a group of 40 million people. Are you serious?
You have to look at the percentages. Okay. It's like a 2%.
All right, and as a percent, okay, like it or not, you can dance all around it. Black men, especially black men, Generation X, who have made it through the crack wars, Reaganomics, everything else, they're doing fine. You don't see black men complaining. What you see is women in the no man's land over 36, mad, angry, complaining.
Well, only 33% are still married. Let's just say that.
And if it's 3 of them, they ain't worried about it.
I'm just saying they don't last. The longevity is not there.
So what? So what?
Okay. So
and let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. 52% divorce rate in America. It's higher in the black community. But who files the divorce rate? Who files divorce in the black community the most?
They say women.
They? Is it true or false?
Let me tell you something, Kevin. I was divorced, and the reason I filed is because at that time I didn't have income, and so it was beneficial for me to file so that those.
Okay, but that's you.
So it's not always just because
80%,
we just want to get a divorce
80%,
right away.
80%.
That's what I'm saying.
80%. Even if 80%. Even if I gave,
you just leave no room.
No. Listen, no. What I do is numbers are numbers. Let me finish what I'm saying. Even at 80%, even if I gave that half of 80%, 40% are for the worst parts of the Bible, the worst stuff. He's beating you with kittens. I mean, the worst parts. He's sleeping with your sister. The worst parts. There's still 4 out of 10 broken families coming as a result of a black woman filing. It's still twice as many as men. The reality is black men want relationships. They want to be married to black women. They want to stay married to black women. And when they get married, they don't leave them. Black women leave. And that's not the story that's been told to us my entire lifetime. We've been told that black men don't want to be married. They're having kids all over the place. When they make a certain amount of money, they marry white women. And I'm sorry, we have enough data.
Let's change that narrative for sure.
Well,
because that's not
the only way you're going to change that narrative is you change the women.
Right.
Because the men aren't breaking see, we call it divorce. Let's start calling it black women break their families.
I mean, not just women though, Kevin. I feel like the men need to change as well. But
I'm talking about marriages. I'm talking about marriages. You kept going into marriages not lasting. They don't last because women leave.
It's not just women. It takes
8 out of 10 times it's women.
It takes 2.
8 out of 10 times it's women. You're a smart woman. Do you work on the 8 or do you work on the 2? You're a smart woman. Which one you do?
I love your analytical skills, but I do
it's
believe
true. It's true. It's 8 out of 10. See,
I don't believe that you're it's very limited, and that's my problem.
8 over here, 2 over here.
I don't hate you, Kevin. I don't hate you. I hear you.
You have no reason to hate me because it's the truth. See, the thing is, it's the truth. It's just that this sisterhood, this beef for women, and your emotion over logic and reason is so strong. And this is why our community.
I think I'm being logical. I'm not being emotional at all.
Well, 8, okay, but I asked you.
Yes. What do you
In
ask?
the marriages that happen because you don't have enough of them. Let's take that. Black women are the least to be.
One other thing I do want to say for a brief pause. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. Please, as people that are watching, if you're watching, please make sure you like the video at least. You could share the video. That would be well. And like always, donate or contribute to the channel, be a super chat, etc. Hold on. Just trying to fix him. Yeah. So please, be so friendly, support the channel. Any thoughts, Sankofa or Nat? So far. If I continue. And actually only roughly 18 minutes left of this video. This is very lengthy. At least it's better than most videos, but go ahead. Oh, nothing?
No,
Okay.
no, you go ahead.
Fair use. All right.
Married in the entire world.
Right.
But why are you divorcing? Why are you twice as likely to file for divorce as you will to be married? You file for divorces at twice the marriage rate. If that's the case, and everybody knows you're least likely to be married, you should if you're one of the four, why are you leaving at 80% rate? You should want to fight. Because
based on your woman to man ratio, we don't have enough men to marry anyway. So we need.
There's not enough men. See, that won't work either. Because on the planet, there are always more females than men. If every man married every woman, if every man available married every woman, there'd still be millions of women left. So you can't keep moving the goalposts without dealing with.
Well, let me ask you this.
See now, but one thing I like about him is the goalposting got to stop. Not everybody's going to be meant to cuff up. In nature, they're always going to make more females than males. Does it make a superior? Absolutely not. It does it as a safety precaution. We don't deal with even levels between ratio of sex. That's how nature works. If that was the case, they would have done one uneven playing field. They'll probably make more men, less women, and let the men fight for women. But we all know how that turns out. So nature works very well in regards to even out who needs to be more in supply on the average. And let's not take that even systems now are even uneven the playing field when it comes to certain racial aspects as well. Keep that in mind. So really true when people when she said not enough men, I always question not enough men to do what? To screw? To take? That's what you mean, not enough men, because if you have more abundance of men, what are you going to do with these abundant men? You're going to be hopping, bouncing from phallus to phallus, taking this, taking that, and there's not be no end. Is what I like to call, and this is a soundbite, and I'm not sure you're still there, Lena. You know I'm about to play. You know what? I'm about to play. God damn it. I'm about to play when when ladies are going and riding the carousel. And I mean the carousel loosely. And they be on that carousel lovely. They said there's not enough men. Oh, you mean enough men for you to go on the carousel? You want more men to be riding on that carousel? Yes, that. Well, I'm sorry, ladies. That's not how nature works. Let's continue. Fair use.
Do they consider like homosexual? Like in that number, right? Is homosexuality considered, right? Because everybody's not heterosexual. So is all of these right?
What do you mean? Then what number?
The number you're saying of available bachelors, right? Or men. So in these high value men, right? How many of them are actually heterosexual looking for women?
There's not a large, the percentage is the same. There's not more gay high value black men than there are gay high value white men.
No, I'm just saying in general, how do we know what the pool is?
Okay,
like?
The point is, again, cart before the horse. You're looking for an argument.
I'm not looking for an argument.
Yes, you are, because and what's the number one? And let's say it's 20%, which is ridiculous. It's close to probably about 3 or 5. There's the same amount of gay men everywhere. The number doesn't change with income and education and status.
Well, for us, it lessens the pool even more.
The
Because
pool
it's
is not
it's
okay.
not
First of all, the pool is not lessened by the availability of men. The pool is lessened by the availability of fit women, and that's where you and I differ. You keep
yeah,
going
because
on.
I don't agree with that
Well,
argument at all.
but ask the men.
Hmm. Well, our foundations are opposite. And
Your
that's just what it's
foundations
going
are
to be.
to tell women what makes them feel good. Ask the men. You ask the customer
My
why they're
foundation
not.
is based on my
You
personal
ask the
experiences with love
customer.
and relationship.
Okay, fine. You ask the customer why they're not buying the product. You don't chastise them for not buying the product.
I
You
agree.
ask them.
I
Okay,
agree.
when have black women ever really sat down collectively and asked black men what they want?
Well, we need to have that conversation.
Well,
I mean, I
we
think
don't
that
even
it's
need to have it.
happened.
Black men have been screaming it for my entire lifetime. They've been
I mean, I
screaming.
think that we have asked, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Really?
I think that we have
So
asked.
if you've asked, okay, then are they giving it to black men? Because black men just want you to be cooperative, fit in your own hair.
I'm asking you these questions in opposite of what they're asking for is, are these characteristics going to really sustain them in
See, you
a relationship?
keep moving down the path. You keep trying to go down the path. You got to get in a relationship before you can talk about sustenance.
Right.
And they can't get them. They can't get them because cooperation, fitness, hair, add in kid. You keep trying, and see why you keep trying to go down the path is because if you stay
Because
here,
they missing out on good women.
no, that's your presumption.
That's
Your presumption. See what you keep
that's
going
my
back
truth.
to.
That's not subjective truth. That's the real truth.
Okay, whatever. And the truth of the matter is, black women are dying alone.
Mm-hmm. And so are black men because they can't find.
Black men aren't, and they're not complaining about it.
They not complaining because men have been taught not to even express their emotion. It ain't got nothing to do with them not being happy.
We keep going back around to this. You keep telling men who they are and what they are. I don't know.
I'm not telling them how to be a man, but you keep communicating what I know.
Well, no, but what you know from your female point of view.
No, I know from men's mouth.
Mm-hmm. The limited amount of men you know. Again, I asked you how many men, and the few men you know. And you even had a man on the panel who's actually even had to moderate. Ma'am, see, this is why I said to the first woman, when do y'all really just sit down and get quiet and listen to the men? When do y'all just back down and say, yes?
Well, I think I've listened to you.
No.
I think
as a group, though,
as a group.
when do black women ever just sit down, be quiet, listen, and give men what they're asking for?
Never. You're not going to see it in your lifetime. And possibly next. Complain is easy. And let's be honest, not when you complain, but you want to have it your way. St. Wendy's chick, I mean, not everything that's on the menu that you're going to like, or you want to force the customer to buy. Usually they go find another store. And I said, let me go find some. They don't got the food I want. Let me go somewhere else. Wait, Shadow gone? Oh, he'll come back. But let's keep going. Fair use. And for those that's listening in the chat room, if y'all watching this so far, y'all do you think or not feel that Kevin was really explained as clear as day to the 120G? I want to hear your thoughts in the chat room. Please express it now. Fair use.
I do all the time. I guess that's why I have a man.
Exactly. Okay. Well, but I said as a group, though.
I mean, it needs to happen.
Okay, absolutely. But why doesn't it?
Every other culture, this is just my opinion, every other culture have a patriarchal, society. And black people, we had the opposite, where women were, given housing and told to, get the man out the home and given financial security without having a man in the house. So we have to rebuild and change the perception of that in order for us to
question. But I asked, why don't they give men what they want?
Because it's not it wasn't a patriarchal society for black people for so long. And maybe we need to kind of restructure.
How about this? Before 1965, we were married at a rate of 80%. In the worst parts of Jim Crow, segregation, and everything. Black folks know how to be married. See, back then, though, black women still thought when you said black, Black women saw themselves as us. Now, black women, for the most part, see themselves separate from us. In many cases, better. There's a low-level lack of contempt and lack of respect for the average black woman to the average black male image. So why do black women not give black men what they want? Because they don't have respect for black men. That's why you can have women come onto this platform, and I'm a 50-year-old man, and they talk to me at 20 years old like I'm their age.
Yeah, I would,
And-
I would never do that to you.
But
Yeah, I find that very ironic. Women that's like, let's say Tawana G's age, or even a little bit younger, that's in their 20s, will look at as like they're equal. I say you're not. You won't treat that if it was another woman that is way older. You will not treat them like that. So why you treat a black man that's way older than you? The disrespect is real with black men. I tell you. I mean, it's just astounding.
And that goes back to my comment about the whole breaking the house incident. You know what I'm saying? If we're equal, then we should have equal protection of safety and stuff like that. Because if you got like 3 or 4 guys, so I'm not saying women can't do it or whatever, but if you got 3 or 4 guys breaking in the house, I would think that my woman would want me to go ahead and be John Wick. You know what I'm saying? In that aspect, you know what I'm saying? Why would I want my woman to even go down there? You know what I'm saying? And you could look at it even in the sports, you know what I'm saying? I seen where men have beaten women in certain sports, and women are pros, pro versus pro. You know what I'm saying? And it shows that we have a higher testosterone level and more muscle mass and stuff like that to And me personally, I don't understand why women play sports. Is because I'm so used to seeing women that are more girly girl. You know what I'm saying? They're more into fashion, makeup, and stuff like that. And we prefer our women to be soft. When they play sports, I just feel like they kind of own a hard, because no man wants to go home to another man or feel like they with another man. So that's why I don't like the whole, because we're not physically equal. We have equal rights, equal rights to everything. Like the law and stuff like that. But as far as physiology, we're not equal.
I agree. Let me keep going. Fair use, fair use.
and the thing is, but who did it hurt? It doesn't hurt me.
Right.
And the thing is, other groups see this. See, what black women is doing is not working. Because it's not as though you're not giving black men what they want because they got to build Wakanda before I submit to them. Okay. All right. So black men took all those L's and the cracked ears and came back and did something. Said, okay, now here we are. And you can't get that. All right. You still ain't going to submit. Still ain't going to cooperate. All right. But who are you submitting or cooperating to? Because Brad, Lee, Ahmed, and Enrique ain't coming over to marry black women either.
You know what? I will say that your Tommy Lauren depiction of like that was a clearer picture of what you mean by, cooperation and women just, being able to apologize and humble and
Right.
and work with black men. So I think maybe like if people saw that, they would understand.
Well, I mean,
that
the things that the woman I had the conversation with wasn't triggered. The women I've talked to, but then I got women calling me, "You're a fag and you this, you that." I mean, you got women who are seem like they almost want to bust the blood vessel, and they don't know me. But the fact that a black man is just having to stand on something that most other black men are saying. The notion is, who are you? Get back in your place. And I am sorry. We may have not had a patriarchy where we had our own land, but we did know how to do this. We had ourselves a community and a family. And I've asked this question before. It's broken. It's broken. Our grandparents and our great grandparents, under all this racism, white supremacy, had something. It's broken. Who needs to come back to the table first? Black men or black women?
We got to do it collectively. I don't think we need to keep separating. That's the problem.
That's where you are going to. That's the problem, because black men never left the table. Black women did.
I don't believe black women. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, then where are you at? Not you. Where are you at? Where are your husbands?
You're saying where are women?
Where are you at? Because I'm going out to Papado tomorrow, and I guarantee you, I will see a big mama with her daughters and her daughters with kids and a bunch of kids. I'll take pictures, and I will show you 10, 12 women and kids around Atlanta. Anytime I go out, I see groups of women. Where are your men at? I go to La Bella Bouquet, and there's white couples and groups and everything else. Everybody else, black women are there, and the only man that's there is their gay makeup artist or hairstylist. No shade to them,
Well,
but where are your men
Kevin,
at?
Kevin, I have 2 children, you know, and I keep myself fit. So I
But
have
are
2
you
children.
the norm or you're the exception for the fitness
What
stuff?
do you think, Kevin? You think I'm the exception?
I said, are you the norm for fitness or are you the exception?
Well, I'm asking what you think. I mean, because I thought that I represent.
If you said
most
you're
women.
fit, you're the exception. Because I have women who come over here, non-black women who are married with 4 kids. Doctor went to the Mayo Clinic, married to a guy who makes a tenth, a fifth of what she makes, and she's submissive to him.
Right.
The average black man makes 41,000. Average white man makes 52. There's $11,000 difference between the average black man and white man in income in this country. But there's more than $11,000 difference in the treatment the way the average black man and black man gets treated by his woman. And people see that.
Mm-hmm.
People see that and they're like, how do you put up with ain't nobody rushing to marry black women.
But
We are
see,
all you got.
But see, this is the thing too, Kevin. People.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And much times it is black people is all you got, people, baby. It is what it is. As much times they don't want to hear it, some men, their face and they go out and they do the little swirling thing, which is somewhat a problem. But what can you say? I mean, the main market is very rough out here. It's very rough.
You know, here's a dilemma too, man. I know a lot of dudes that won't date fit women because they feel like if they do date a fit woman, that she can't be trusted. So there's a dilemma too that some of the women are saying too. And I know some guys like that. You know, they're afraid to date somebody that every man wants because they feel like they're not good enough for that woman. So that's the only dilemma. And I think that's why a lot of women don't do fitness. You know what I'm saying? If they're trying to get a man because they don't want to, because they say beauty can be a blessing and a curse. I've heard that from women before.
Well, you understand, Senkov, not all women can be beautiful. The one thing in the world that you know is for sure is the fitness will matter. Now, if a woman has a decent body and she's very appealing face, like really pretty, really beautiful, she'll go far. But if you're not pleased in the face and your body's not subpar, like not too big, you're gonna have it rough out here. It is what it is. The mating market is very rough, I even heard with the pink pill chick said that she's been a dating coach for some time now, right? And she couldn't get the average sister to even lose weight for Zaddy. So if you're not able to do that, what you are really expecting out of this market? Because you cannot yield and control the market where it said the man got to pick you. No, they don't. That's how this works. If it did like this, you think a lot of people would complain right now on the internet in regards to getting the mates they want? So it tells me, if you have an argument, and let's say we could see you from head to toe, we could say, I could see why you have an argument. You don't really fit the bill. Besides the top 10, 15%, if someone can get that, that's fine. But if you can't get that, then what's the other option? You gonna work until you die? Or work with a man that, you and him are make it work and make a life? Yeah, I mean, if think about Shatter, they will not get slim for Zaddy. And we all know Zaddy likes his woman, unfortunately, I like to say this, with big boobs and a flat back. Or like what they call a boy body, whatever the hell that means. And usually when
they want that Barbie doll body.
The flat back is on the average a size 2 and 0. And women don't understand. When I mean 4 and below 4 is skinny. Once you hit below 4, you're super skinny. So when they talk about the average weight, they're not only saying for their standards, they're saying before human beings started to get big. And what was the time period people start really getting big? I get an answer. During the end of the 60s, going to 70s. And it really showed its red head, its real monster head, is around late 80s, 90s. with the advent of artificial sweeteners, high carbohydrates. Not me, I'm talking about carbohydrates and sugar. Those are things that will put weight on you as a man and especially as a woman. And those addictions are the ones that sustain your bigness. Period. And that's something that a lot of men and women don't want to hear. The reason why we're so big is because we consume too much refined carbohydrates, too much carbs that create sugars and they add fats that's hard to get out of the body. I don't care how much exercise you're doing. Once you start consuming carbs, you already put yourself at risk. Now, people ask, should we stop eating carbs? That's this harsh decision. I would say if you're gonna mess with carbs, it should be limited to your diet because the human body only could burn a certain amount of carbohydrates. And from what the data or what is said recommended on the average, the carbs most humans should be consuming is roughly under 10 grams, I think. 200 calories, 10 or whatever, roughly 10 or 8. And everybody will figure that's pretty small. I said, I know that's small. If you look at most of your foods, when you look at the back and instructions of the food you eat, they have roughly 200. I know one particular product people consume had roughly almost 300 to 400 calories of carbs. So you do the math. Fair use. Oh, and I see high fructose corn syrup, soda drinks, and false sugars. Yeah, those are the killers.
People hear your perception of Black women, and that is also troubling.
No,
that's also
ma'am,
troubling.
I am sorry. Before they hear my perception of the truth, they see you, HR, customer service. They see you. What do they put Black women in companies? They put Black women in companies to defend their money. They take that strong, independent attitude, HR, customer service, collections. They weaponize your sass to protect their profits. Mm-hmm. And women have taken that, and instead of saying, you know what, I'm a worker or a man, you're more married to the white structure than you are to your Black men. So don't say when people hear my depiction, because I'm just saying, I'm talking to women and hearing what they're saying. I'm not depicting them anyway. I'm having conversations real time, unedited, and people can make their own decisions. But then I also have a conversation with women yesterday with the woman's face I blurred out. Did you watch that?
No, I didn't see that one.
Did you watch the conversation where when I told a woman she's in tears, go back to your husband? How many marriages have I fixed or resolved? How many times have we? Thank you. But you don't. But that's not sensational. It's all you just bad and you bash and such and so forth. And it's easy for you to believe that about Black men because maybe not you, but most Black men don't think Black men are shit anyway. So all you got to do is give them something bad, and it's quicker to believe that. Don't matter how many videos are out there. It's all there.
I will admit that I did more research, because I wanted to stick to the topic and I followed your rules. I wanted to have a dialogue and learn something. So that is what I did. I did watch more videos. I still disagree with the ranking, but I do understand your reasoning, but I disagree with it.
Why? Because
you gonna rank them anyway on the surface level, so don't even set women up to rank themselves. Don't do that.
Hold on. Why do you disagree with rankings?
I just told you, I feel like they don't consider the whole entire woman. Like you're pretty much shrinking them down to their physical characteristics.
No, that's the starting point. I mean, ma'am,
understand.
Do you not realize? Do you think your looks have played any role in your success in life?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Well, then, see, what I do is I acknowledge that to be true. That's why we have Miss America and Miss Universe, the homecoming queen. That's why you have to have a certain height and a certain look to be a model.
Yeah.
And when you put Tess Holliday or Gabrielle Sidibe on the cover of something and try to force it down people's throat, they say no.
But it's just problematic to compare women to those women because that's not real, right? Like
compare women to what women?
Fitness model. Like, come on now, you can't. You gonna compare?
I compare Black women to. I compare Black. You know what I compare Black women to? Black women. Right. What is my major comparison to Black women? I take Black women today and I compare them against Black women in the 70s. Pam Grier, Thelma on Good Times, and I tell you, go look in your family album. That's how you're supposed to look. I don't compare them. See, y'all keep trying to make me be something I'm not. Pam Grier in the 1970s was a shapely, Coke bottle shaped woman. What dress size was she? 8.
I don't
Boom. And that was the 70s. Black exploitation era films. That's why if I had to compare, say what it would be a good, dress size, if we had to compare it to other races, including, let's say, black women, I would say 8 is somewhat perfect. 6 is probably perfect, but if you go around 8, that's even acceptable. And usually when we go 2 more dress size from greater than 4 to 6 and 8, it evens out because some women are going to be extra more pounds, So usually 8 is like maybe 160, maybe you could say 170, most likely. But overall, it is what it is. So I'd say, back then, very few women, and we know some women that got like that, like the Pam Griers and some other women that might be nicely shapely. Most of this, you see on the average, is like you see like maybe a 6 and maybe 4 back then, back in the 70s, and somewhat part of the 80s. That's like, but really it started to really pick up around the late 80s, moving forward, compared to the advent of high corn fructose and all the things that's added to the food that makes you much larger, including pumping up the meat with the whey and steroids on the animals. It gets very wicked when you do the research on what they do in the food. It's scary. But this video is about to soon be done, so let's conclude this. Fair use.
know. Okay, yeah. All right.
8. All that body. 8. Thelma, dress size 6. Go watch Soul Train reruns. That's how you're supposed to look. So I'm not sitting there saying you got to look like Bo Derek or white women. That's another talking point to just say, you know what? To invalidate what a black man is saying. Why do so many? Why do you think it's so easy for black women to invalidate what a black man is saying?
Because we don't. I mean, essentially, black women, they are in power. They are in positions to support themselves, right? So men don't control their wealth or access. So I think, it could be easy for you to, not really have respect for that. I mean, I'm not saying that that's cool. I'm just telling you this is a reason.
And the fact of the matter is, every other group knows that.
Yeah.
So honestly, I don't need. We talk about racism, white supremacy, and all these things, and these things exist. But more than I've ever been damaged by that system, I've had far more damage from the person that shares the bed with me.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not. I mean, you may not like Donald Trump, but white women voted for Donald Trump. Right. Because they knew that regardless if they were feminist or womanist or whatever, that they have to raise their sons to run these companies and organizations. Are black women raising their boys to be in positions of power? They read at the 4th grade level. They're more concerned that their boys are cute with the latest J's. But are they putting them in the trade classes? Or put them in foreign languages, science, engineering, technology, math? Forget the men. What are you doing with your boys? And see, all the stuff that I talk about that never gets heard about, the scholarship I'm about to put out and the internships that are coming out of my pocket. But all they want to talk about is how you talk about black women. Well, this year I've said I'm tired of doing that. Put it on the wood. Show me people who are getting better outcomes and results from their platform and their work. And all I've heard is, all right.
That's it. That's what you're going to hear. Crickets. The call lines drop. A few minutes. Anyone want to come up, get their last takes, or whatever. And as you know, from chaos, word of mouth, another one has really bite the dust. He has proven his point. And much as I could say there's some things I agree, disagree, but throughout the whole back and forth, it's more like an argument than being, really sticking on and really justifying what the man wants. Simple standards. A lot of deflections, a lot of rhetoric, to the point that some of them even go as far as unrealistic standards. I don't think they're unrealistic. I think they're realistic. Those are simple things. Now, regardless to beauty, we can't fix if you're beautiful or not. Most human beings are not beautiful on average. If anything, the woman's gonna be more the fairer sex, so she's gonna look better than a man. I'm not sure why this is some backwards, like the man gotta be prettier than the woman. Anytime I hear this lunacy, this garbage, I gotta look at some people with side eye. A man should be productive and efficient enough. He should be at least useful. We don't come out focusing on this guy's cute. Cute don't get you nowhere. Matter of fact, I don't think cute pays the bills. Last time I check. But what's your thoughts, Sankofa, and that?
Well, like I said, we just really like, need to like do more breakdowns like this, and that way both sides. 'Cause I'm about the balance analysis. I'm doing a balance analysis. So I can see it from my side as a man and from the woman's side. But main thing is in the dating market, when I'm dating, I come off I tell women, hey, look, you know, when it comes to me, I know as a man I'm supposed to provide, protect, produce for the family, and I'm okay with it. My job ain't to look good, but I want to. I feel like I look decent because I want to be in shape and I want to, be somewhat attracted to my mate. At the same time, my thing is about getting my money up. You know what I'm saying? Keeping my family afloat because I know I'm not here as a travel buddy. I'm not here to be your best friend and nothing like that because I got friends. I don't need my woman to be my friend. And I want to talk about that too. A topic on that later. Women say, well, let's be friends first. Because when a woman tells me she wants me to be her friend, it's basically like you put me in the friend zone. So, and my job as a man is just to provide and protect for you. You know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to get to know you, I'll court you, whatever. But the thing is, when it comes to women's fitness, I think women need to be more fit. As far as like they want for them to attract the type of mate that they want. They can't just be lazy in the day. I'm not saying this is all women. I'm saying for the few that say, "Well, take me as I am," but but these women gotta ask themselves too: would you accept the process? If a man is broke, would you accept him, man? Baby, I'm just now getting out of college and getting everything together. So can you work with me? A woman ain't gonna accept no process. So men, we have to accept the process. Well, I'm on my weight loss journey. You just have to. Most men don't want to wait. Most, some men don't want to wait. Most men will, but the men that these women want, they're not going to wait on the process. They want you to either come fit or not at all. And that's just my thoughts on it. I'm going.
All right. What about you, Nat? Nat.
Yeah.
Is it short for Natalie or Nat set?
So actually, my name is Renata and my nickname is
Oh,
Nata.
okay. I don't mind using that, but Narada is really more beautiful. Okay, go ahead. What's your take?
Thank you. But I mean, I completely agree with him. It's just I need people to understand that as much as men worry about how they appear to women, women worry about the same things. And we shouldn't be held to the standard of you have to be bam, bam, bam in order to get this type of man. I don't think that that's fair. But
Okay.
I mean, if that's what the standard is these days, then I guess that's what it is. It's
Mhm. Do
I
you
don't
think?
know. Hmm?
Okay. No, do you think the standard might be too overborne, or is not simple enough? It should be watered down. The standard, from your perspective.
I don't think a standard needs to be watered down. I think everyone should be open to their own perception of what that standard should look like for them personally. Not, well, for a man, this is what it should look like. For a woman, this is what it should look like. I feel like you're going to have your own personal goals. You're going to have your own personal views on what you want your mate to be like or to look like. And in which case, that's what you should be going after. But just listening to this, maybe my whole view is wrong because there was a lot of things he said, and I was like, what? Like
Mhm.
it had me on some mental stuff over here. So, um,
Mhm.
But yeah, I just think that everybody should have their own standard for what they're looking for in their mate. If you want them to be submissive, then that's your standard. If you want them to be up there with the fittest of the fittest and a size 2, which is ridiculous, but a size 2 to
Mhm.
4 and a 4 to 6, then cool. That's your standard, but that's not going to be every man's standard, especially for a black woman, because
Mhm.
there are a lot of men who like big black women, and that's their standard. But to sit here and be like, well, you need to fit
Yeah,
this, you
her.
need to fit this and this, you know, that's gonna make a lot of women, one, intimidated, and two, not even give you a
Mhm.
chance. Even if you were poor and they still liked you, you say those things and they're like, well, damn, no, I'm not about that. So, it all depends on what you want, I guess.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Shatterstar Games. What's good, brother? What's on your mind? What's your take on overall this whole video? Shatter. All right. As he get his mic adjusted. Okay. Overall, this whole video.
Hey man, can you hear me?
I hear you good now, loud and clear. Shatter.
Yo, can you hear me?
As he get his mic adjusted. Yes. Okay. Overall, this whole video.
Hey man, can you hear me?
We can hear you. I don't know if you got YouTube running in the background.
Yo, can you hear me? All right, I got the background. Let me mute that. You getting any feedback right now?
Nope. Perfect. You can speak. You're on here. You can go ahead. We can hear you now. Yeah, you good. No feedback. You're good. You're all set. Go ahead. I don't think you hear me. Can you hear me? Shatter, can you hear me?
Oh. Yeah, Chatter, you got to turn your YouTube off in the background, man. You sound like it's an echo.
All right. As you get that adjusted, make sure you guys like the stream, share the stream, donate, the super chat or the cash app, either or, contribute to the channel. Yeah.
I've also heard this. I want to listen to real quick to the algorithm.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So this goes back to what she said. I'm gonna piggyback off what Renata said. It depends on what you want. So even if a man desires, say a man that makes 40K, he works at let's say he works for the GM plant, makes 40, 50K, right? He can't land a Halle Berry or whatever. So he'll date a woman that's less attractive in order to gain something. Because I feel like this, the woman that has more accolades and stuff like that, she's more harder to deal with than when it comes to submissiveness. So a lot of times men will date a woman that works at Walgreens that's kind of in shape or whatever, only because he know that she's humble. A lot of men feel, not all men, but most men feel like the more attractive woman is, the more, the more attention she gets, it's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of men will date bigger women. And I think that's why a lot of women are bigger. You know what I'm saying? Some women that used to be fit back in the day, you know what I'm saying, when they realize dudes are intimidated by their looks, you know what I'm saying, or they like, well, they might. Some men do. I talked to a guy. He's like, yeah, man. We be in the store, and he's like, man, I want to go holler at her, man, but she might tell me no. I'm like, bro, how she gonna tell you no? Just go holler at her. But see, a lot of men are intimidated by it. But if a woman is a little less attractive, then that's when he'll have more confidence because he feel like she's less likely going to say no. You know what I'm saying? So it's really a double-edged sword for women. You know what I'm saying? If they're too attractive, they don't get hollered at. If they're not attractive, then they better get hollered at.
Well, personally, I know one particular content creator, and she's like the 6-foot woman. Yeah, I might know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know 6-foot woman. As much info I'm gonna give y'all. In her own content, she says out of her mouth that the bigger the woman, the less the wallet is. It is what it is. And she knows how men's psychology is, even to the point, because she's not a big woman herself, but she knows that most dudes that really go after big women is because, one, they don't know their pocket's not well equipped enough. And let's be honest, it is another form is a self-esteem issue. You get me? Because think about it. Big woman, obviously, if you're not a person that doesn't have that discipline and you're looking for a quick fling, yeah, you're going to go after a big one because what more is she gonna offer besides you give her that nice or you give her the wood and then you just keep pushing. And the problem with that, in my opinion, is that let's be honest, when you do that, you give a certain entitlement, a certain grace, and a certain ego boost to a lot of women that's already big, like really big, that they said, well, I could bag you and I don't have to do much. You're gonna still like it. If I'm this big and like big old big, you're gonna still accept this because what you gonna do? You're not gonna sit there be dry phallus. You want to hit this, and some dudes are gonna go out in night like Batman and going. I'm gonna be hunting in the night, and before daylight, I'm back out in these streets like it's nothing. And that's a fault on a lot of men when they give bigger women like the phallus. Personally, let me see. All right, let me see. You ready now, Shatter? Let me see. All right,
Yo,
so that's how I look at it. Now you sound good. Can you hear us now? Are you hearing us?
Yeah, man. My Bluetooth speaker must have messed it up. What's going on with you, brother?
That's good, man. What's your take on this? Overall take. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Man, the whole video, man, I like it, man. I appreciate you putting this out there, man. Much shout out to my man and the young lady, man, on the panel, man. Also, everybody in the chat that came through, hit the like button, man. Hey, appreciate it. I saw a couple of points I wanted to add. One of them was what the comment that was made by the girl, female. I think what my man was saying was earlier, and I put that in the chat, was that the average the man was speaking on was numbers, and I deal with numbers. It's the reason why you go to numbers, because that's you can't change the math. And what he was saying was the math, that the interaction of an above average man will, will always be less on average than a average woman or below average woman, whatever, and as far as the interaction concern. And that was just speaking on what he's seen as an observation. And then what was, being perceived, they said, well, man was being salty. That's not salty. That's just looking at numbers. I do that for a living. I'm an engineer. I have to look at numbers. You look at the number to fix the problem. So if you don't know the number, you don't know the problem. So, that was one. Number two, I think that what he was basically telling her, she knew. I think she knew it, bro. I really think she did. But I think she was holding face because the goalpost kept moving the whole time. If you notice, Kevin was catching her though. Kev kept getting her, you know what I'm saying? He would let her speak, and then once she moved that goalpost, he eliminating that flag on the play right there. And he was always good at that because you could see how she was moving the interview. She was attempting to get to the end and make her point, but the points was being demolished. And it was a clinic version. If you wanted to look how to demolish the talking points, he put on the show right there. So I couldn't say nothing but the man did his thing. He dismantled her from port to stern on that shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta understand how Kevin dissect a lot of ladies that come up and try to argue the points or even the importance of the stream that he was dictating. It's evident that they do not like when there has to be a standard, and certain men are setting certain standards, and they don't want other men, especially young men or any man that's going to catch, to really be blunt and harsh with their standards. You get me? I mean, I heard stories of certain dudes in the date scene asking women, say, all right, during a date, which mostly some dudes are paying or they're Dutch and whatever it call it. They'd be asking some of these ladies, what you bring to the table? One woman said she got up on the table and walked away.
I've heard him say, I heard him say there is the table. I've heard him say, the food is on the table and you gotta eat groceries. And I didn't know what groceries was at one point. This was back in the day.
Wow, really?
What is groceries? I'm not eating no groceries. I ain't eating no groceries. I ain't drinking no Pepsis. I don't know what y'all call it nowadays, but I ain't doing none of that whole ass shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look here, I'm trying to tell you, man, Motherfucker be subject to tell you anything, man. And for brothers out there on them dates, I would tell the good thing. Look here, easy money, man. I done seen the foodie call all day. I know what a foodie call is. You know, shit. You know, a lot of brothers get sucked up into that now, chaos. They'll go out there on the date. He really think the chick into him, man. She swing him to a swanky restaurant, go get the lobster and steak, you know, the highest shit on the menu, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And then got no intentions on fucking with the man or nothing. She already got dude on DM is in. She finna fall out with him and go roll out, man, full of steak and lobster on this man dollar and go on somewhere else. And that's a foodie call. They do it all the time, man. You know, so a man thinking in a smart mind would be on a date type of thing. You trying to, you know, identify the red flags, man. And all you gotta do is identify them as a brother. What Kevin Samuel was basically telling us that brothers have identified these red flags, and we speaking on it. I'm speaking to the women about the red flags, trying to make more black marriages. You know, he counteracted her point again because she was saying, well, you know, it's black men that's causing all the marriages to be gone, but it's a fact that 894 whatever thousand more black men are married than black women. This is facts. You can't dispute numbers. So there's something there that the man was saying in a factual moment, trying to fix something. You gotta learn and see where we at with the culture. Where's the disconnect? And you know, a lot of it is not paying attention and youth, you know what I'm saying, and just not really paying attention to the red flags and the fact that men are speaking to younger men, tell them, hey, this is a red flag, man. You know, don't do that. You know what I mean? Normally your father or your uncle would tell you that. You know what I mean? Some strong male figure in your life. But a lot of these men don't have that. And what do? They come to the internet. They go to the rappers. They go to the social media and they look and they see nothing but bullshit. So, you know, if they find a space where men are speaking to young brothers, telling them what they should watch out for, looking for the red flag, that space, what Kevin was basically saying was, that's good because men are actually comparing notes. And that's good. It's, you know, you women compare notes all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's all day. You know, nobody says nothing. But when men get to doing it, now y'all got something to say, and I'm not gonna have it. Keep it fair. You know, in that aspect, I think it was a great video, man. Real talk.
All right. I think I'm done with this. Said my thing, said my piece. I said enough. You know, I make the people be the judge of this outcome. Any closing remarks?
I just say, man, thank you, Chaos, for inviting me on another show. Thank you, Renata, for coming on to the show. I know this is your first time ever hearing this type of information, but I would like for you to come back as a frequent guest, so we can understand it from a woman's point of view. The more you come on the show, the more you learn. You know what I'm saying? This is really for education. You know what I'm saying? For us to, as black people, to come together. You know what I'm saying? In this gender war, you know, so between us, so we can get back to loving each other like we used to back in the day. You know, because we really all we got. You know what I'm saying? If you watch the Alabama fight footage, we all we got. So please, people, like and share, subscribe to the channel. Peace and love to the panel. Peace and love to the people that are watching on YouTube. And that's all I got to say.
Thank you, Sankofa.
Right on,
Appreciate it. All right. Any closing remarks, Nat?
No, thank you for having me, though.
All right, I appreciate it. And you know, we'll do some more other things, some different. You know, as you know, I come up with something. You know, as the first time, you know, it goes and it will get intense and it might get dull. You never know. You know, on a Chaos Radio show, as you could tell, Nats. We'll hope to see you again soon in a future stream. All right, take care now. All right. Any closing remarks? Shatter?
Not much, man. Shit. Another good stream, man. Appreciate the content, bro. Keep the shit up, bro.
All right. Sit back. All right. Sit back. All right. Cool. And that's it, guys, for today's stream. Looking forward to the comments for this one. As you know, Tawana and Kevin Samuels versus duel. This is a simple breakdown of what the expectation or standards, of lack of better terms, even as far as the rating system. Why people hate the rating system. I think that was Kevin's stream. I think that's what's called the rating system. I believe it might be, because that's the first thing she came up and was questioning about the rating system. In my opinion, I could be wrong. So, you be the judge. I mean, I just did the breakdown. And obviously, the Godfather lay out his terms about rating, why rating is important. And a lot of ladies, as much as they want to hear it, you are being rated by a certain man. Keep that in mind. And that is pretty much it. A side note. I noticed a lot of content creators have been taking Kevin Samuel's streams, like literally, and repackage them and just upload them and not do no commentary. If you're doing that, that is not fair use. And let me tell y'all something, how this thing works on YouTube. And I have to make this disclaimer. Because this man is gone now, don't think that his daughter or even whoever runs Kevin's channel is going to allow y'all to sit there, repackage his stuff, and make money. He already let y'all know, especially Uncle D in Facebook, let know that dudes that's copyrighting his stuff, like literally copyrighting every episode and not even giving no commentary. It's really an offense, and they have the right to remove your channel. This is how fair use works. So if you don't know how it works, you see it tonight on the stream. You must give commentary for every video you're taking. You're not supposed to upload the whole video and run it and don't say nothing. That is considered stealing. And the reason why I had to make this present, because I respect Chaos, and I respect what he did for the last few years before he lost his life. Even to the point he made a conscious effort to remove people's channels that were stealing his content. Because he knows every time you upload what he does on your channel, which you could market better than him, that's taking food out of his pocket. And that's not going to fly. So that's the disclaimer that if you didn't know now, you now know. And you are warned, because people are watching these channels and they will let his daughter know. Or Uncle D, whoever. And that you're going to be dealt with severe consequences if you're not doing the Fair Use Act of live videos. So that's the disclaimer. All right. The links to follow me are found. You can follow me on Twitter at ChaosReign7. Also, add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Ray on Facebook. Follow me on Rumble. My Rumble link is CRain23. And let me see if I can find that. Oh my gosh. I apologize, guys. I don't know why I keep doing this. I'm going to fix it, guys. When you go back to the description of this video, and I literally mean go back to the description, you will find the links to follow me. And as y'all knowing now, I'm going to find it now and correct this before I jump off the air, because I think it's important. All right, where is it? All right, I'm going to send one right now for y'all. Follow me on Rumble. And if my moderator is still in the building, please, can you please post it in the chat room if you can. This is my Rumble page. Follow me on Rumble. And all other links I tell you, you can follow me as well. And now let me see. Oh, and one other thing. For those that didn't see the latest video that I did, that's now on members only, I would highly advise you become a member of the Chaos Reign Show for other videos that cannot be seen for the public on YouTube. So as you know, while you still can, you better join the membership, because certain videos are going to probably on members only. Not all, but some, depending. So, just give me a disclaimer or like a slight warning. You be the judge at the end of the day, all right? And also join Discord service of the Chaos Reign Show as well. And those are links to follow me. Oh, and please, I'm also on Apple, Spotify, and, Breaker for all old podcasts as well, and probably some new ones. That's it. Thank you for watching or listening to today's stream. Until next time, the Chaos Reign.